So you find yourself, you got to the planet, and in your hastily retreat from Bell, something must have been damaged in the drives, and they really blew out big time once they re-entered a gravity field. So you had to abandon ship and fly down, which is not the best thing to do, but it was the only thing you had on the air raft. So you've broken a few sprockets on that as well. What do you know about the planet? Remind me. That's up to... What's your character's name going to be, Tim?
Jerome.
Jerome. Okay, Jerome. Jerome
Whitehorse.
Jerome Whitehorse. Cool. Jewel, what's your character going to be?
Just linking up the name of one.
Okay, cool.
Can we just suggest as well that
Yes.
if you haven't used Roll20 before, if you go to the next to where your character say you've got the little gear symbol, my settings,
You can put your name in.
You can change your name to what your character's name is. And I find it better because I forget people's names, and it's better to like my name's down there as Leon, so you can call me Leon and I'll respond. You know what I mean?
Hopefully, unless we have a real Leon, and then we've got big trouble.
Yeah.
But yeah,
True.
that's always good. That's always good. So yeah, so if you can do that sometimes, guys, that'd be cool. Just your first name's fine. Then I know, you know. So Jerome, if you can give us now, how you roll dice in this? There's two ways. On the left, you can see a sort of a 20-sided dice right near the bottom. You hover over that, and you can start clicking dice there, or you can just go into the chat window at the bottom and type in /R space 2d6 plus whatever level or whatever adjustment I'm giving you. Yeah, so at the moment it would be 2d6 plus 1, and hopefully make an 8. Nope. Okay, Jerome couldn't give you much. By the size of the planet, you know it's big. Bigger than Earth. But you don't know how much.
So from my scouting experience, can I tell like gravity, atmosphere?
You can try with your job. Yep, you'll be doing a electronic zero to try to interpret the sensory data, because unfortunately Jerome couldn't. So 2d6 plus nothing.
Well, I reckon Jerome doesn't know what he's talking about, and I know so much better by getting one.
I know. This isn't a planet. The planet's a square. Why is this one round? Yeah, exactly.
I thought they were hex-shaped myself.
Well, there you go. Yeah. So you can actually see how this group works so well together. Okay. So J-Max, you might as well, as the ship's about to plunge into the atmosphere and blow up, try to interpret the blimmin' sensory data that's being presented in front of you. With a 2d6 roll, please. No.
Yay, we know shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is what you can see.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. We're breathing, so it's not a hostile atmosphere.
No, it would appear to be, only through your visceral experience of the atmosphere, it would seem to be at the moment standard. Whether it's got a taint in it that's going to kill you later on, you don't know, but at the moment it's standard.
I suppose I had time to grab the navigational database or anything before we bailed, did I?
How would you hold it?
Oh. Download it onto a memory stick or something?
Yeah, when?
Or portable computer, or?
You have everything you had on the bust into the research station, which is not a shitload.
Okay, at the moment I appear to be naked.
Well, you'd have clothes, and you probably had your cutlass, because that's the only weapon you had. And of course you don't have to kill with a cutlass, whereas guns tend to kill. But there's not an awful lot of personal equipment you would have brought along.
So I don't have a rifle or anything like that on.
Probably not, or armor. Thinking that you're going to hack in, get stuff, go out quick, that sort of stuff. So
no electronics toolkit or anything like that?
Well, they're big. They're really big. So
Is there anything
probably Jules would probably have some sort of plugging in hacking interface on him because he needed that for the job. I'm just trying to think what else you might have. You probably would have some short-range communicators like mobile phones or something. Gosh. There's not a hell of a lot you would have had. If you want to say that your Jerome had a portable computer, that's fine. A hand computer. That still probably won't give you the whole navigational database.
Yep.
You could probably quickly get one to spew out, give you the subsector general sort of information, and that's about it.
Yep, for sure.
Okay.
Any library data or something that might be useful.
Okay, so you got to remember, you got to the atmosphere, you're looking, seeing what is, suddenly the engines go red, and you want to get the hell out of there, so you're not going to have a lot of time to get a lot of stuff. And it might be spotty.
So just for clarification, so I can get my head around where we are we on the surface? Or
you will be in a second. So the other thing you can do is you can try to raid the ship's locker for whatever was in there. You will find that it did have 3 tech level 9 spacesuits, vac suits.
Yeah, definitely grab one of them.
Yeah. They would have had at least 2 shotguns with 100 rounds for each shotgun.
We'll grab both of those.
Yep.
So.
And 3 blades.
Okay.
If you're really not going to be able to.
How many did you say there was in the shotgun?
100 rounds
Each, so 200 rounds total.
Yeah. You would have probably been able to grab the med kit because they're made to be portable. Any of the toolkits, because the ship will have all the toolkits. Probably the smallest toolkit that you could grab and carry would be the electronic toolkit.
Yep.
So if you want to take that, because the mechanical and the engineering toolkits are some of the bigger, chunkier devices to have to use amongst all that sort of stuff. Hang on, just let me have a quick look. Yeah, medkits. Okay, medkits weigh 10 kilograms. Electronics weigh 5. Mechs weigh 20. So no, you won't be able to carry that with you. So you've got an electronic toolkit, a medkit, 3 tech level 9 vac suits, which you would have had to warn to get down to the surface. You've got a short range communicator each of tech level 8, basically a mobile phone, but it has walkie-talkie function on it, so I think that's something like 10k. Yeah, you don't really have a hell of a lot of the stuff. You've got a cutlass, J-Max, and yeah, that's it.
So we got 2 shotguns, so 200 rounds total.
Yep.
Electronics kit, med kit.
Yep.
And 3 blades.
No, you got a cutlass. There's also 3 blades. Blades is an actual type of blade weapon.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's okay. You're all 0 level with any of those things.
And 3 vac suits, is it?
Yep. 3 tech level 9 vac suits. So you're clambering those into the vac suits as you get into the air aft, as you can feel the ship starting. You can actually start to feel the gravity and the vibration of the ship as she's starting to come down. You try to keep it as level as possible until you've got to eject out of there, and then it will just tumble, and who knows. You've sort of aimed it towards water. This planet does seem to have a fair bit of water. Not as much as Earth, but when you'll see the picture of it, you'll go, oh. So I will drag in the picture of the planet. Sorry, in the wrong place, aren't I? Yeah. Yep.
I take it we've been through the cargo bay?
No, you just stole. You stole the shit. There's nothing in there to use.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so the cargo bay is completely empty.
It's got a few pieces of cargo straps, blah blah blah, that sort of stuff.
Okay. Okay. If there's any free unused straps, I'll grab a couple of those.
Okay.
Yeah, good idea. Good idea. Yep.
Alrighty, no problem there. For some reason, yeah, you're doing that right now, aren't you? Right, okay, there I am, that's what I need. Okay, so this is, remind me, coming up. Just loading it in. So I haven't labelled a hell of a lot because this is all done yesterday. So you can see it's a very big planet.
I don't see it. Not yet.
It'll take a wee while to... Oh, it's because I haven't moved you over to it. I beg your pardon. I'm on another bloody page.
Right. Yep.
Ah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yep. Now, just trying to find the bloody starport. Where the hell did I put it? Because I know you guys ended up over here somewhere. If you can see where I pinged.
Yep.
But the actual major starport down, they have an orbital one, which we managed to pass by and go to down. It was supposed to be over here somewhere. So yes, it's significantly a great distance apart. And I've just now realised I haven't actually done the bloody scale. Oh God! So you don't know how far away it is. But
Well, half a planet away. So
easily,
a long fucking way.
Easily. Yep. So
it's going to be a long walk. Let's put it that way.
Well, yeah. Most of this today.
We've got an air up. So.
Well, at the moment you do. I'll just bring in the closer up version part of where you're landing or where you're going to be landing. Known as the Atlan group, and I believe you guys are over here now. There we go. That should have justified it into the middle.
Where that catastrphic sort of thing is.
Where the purpley thing is, yeah.
Yeah.
Right
yeah,
on here. Yep. That's what you're heading for. So can I just get who's got the air skill? One of you has.
I think I do. Yeah, I think I do.
Okay.
Yep, I do.
Okay. 2d6 plus 1. Please don't roll really low. It'd be a very far.
That was a 5 count.
Fuck. I mean, good stuff. Okay. To say it's a bumpy ride. To say this is a bumpy ride is an understatement. Not one of you understands how you managed to get down with all the bits of the aircraft that you've managed to burn off or shake off. She's going to need some serious repair. Yeah, it's heavily damaged. You are lucky to be alive.
Okay. As we're coming in, can we sort of like try and see somewhere where we'd be able to make shelter and hole up and kind of aim for to have an increased chance of survival in the wild?
Okay, so with that roll, you were lucky you landed at all. So you put it.
I get that, but
Yep.
what I mean is like when we're on the way down, seeing somewhere we're going to head
Yep.
off in that direction
Mhm.
when we finally crash.
Yeah. So you managed to put it down in. Sorry.
We're flying like a bowl of petunias.
That's pretty much it. And there's a large whale descending towards you. The best you could do was put it down in a fairly clear area instead of crashing through a whole lot of trees and God knows what else might be underneath the trees.
Right.
So you're
So
in
little Luke Skywalker in Dagobah landing.
pretty much, yeah. But in this
Yeah.
case, it's hilly area as opposed to swampy area.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I think when we hit the gate.
If J-Max wasn't trying to cover my eyes every time I was trying to make a landing, I would have done a better job, guys.
Of course. Oh,
Still,
okay.
some pilot would have done better.
Okie dokie. So you're on land. You take a moment to, get out of the craft in case it's going to explode or something, because it is smoking when it hits the. Well, yeah, it does hit the ground with a bit of a thump. And Leon, and who's got the mech skill?
I've got mech as well.
Okay, cool.
So should I try and fix it?
Yeah, no. Well,
At least ascertain how much damage there is.
well, you heard a crunching sound that could only be a certain part of the vehicle breaking, which means this vehicle, while it still has some ability to move, it really isn't going to attain any sort of height above 10 feet.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a ground aircraft now.
Pretty much, yeah. It's a ground effects for air raft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, you don't have to walk.
Yeah.
And you can go over water, hey. Providing there
Yeah.
aren't big things that you're going to attract from the bottom up to eat you. But anyway, that's for another one. So you take a moment.
We're playing Traveller, not Call of Cthulhu, all right?
Well, I didn't say that, no. I could tell you stories about how I put them together in another game. But anyway, you're here now. It's, as you can tell, your vac suit will have some sort of basic sort of sensors on it. It seems that the atmosphere is breathable, the pressure is usable. Although the gravity here, guys, it feels a hell of a lot bigger than you're used to.
Right.
So you have to calculate your strength as if it was only 75% of what it is.
Oh, great. Oh, well, I'm moderately strong, which is good.
Yep.
I'm a strength 10, so at least I'm like normal strength.
Yes, you are. The others, I don't know.
Not so much.
No. the merchant takes a huge whack. He's like down to about 4.
And about 3.5, 4, yeah.
Just muting myself while I don't lose.
So you don't really want to have to carry equipment and move. So after you sort of survey the area, there is animal life. It looks obviously alien to you, but there are some sort of creatures that fly, and there are some small creatures that seem to be running away from you, so that's always a good sign at the moment. You're in, as I said, hilly area that seems to be more rocky, stony than vegetative. There are small clumps of vegetation, moss, that sort of stuff, small clumps of grasses, but nothing really beyond that where you are. To your, if we're using traditional directions, to your west stands a tall mountain range. To the northwest, northeast stands more mountain range. It sort of wraps around you, and as you look, you can see you're sort of stuck in a horseshoe with only one exit to the southeast. but the other areas seem to be covered in some sort of vegetation. Yeah, that's pretty much where you're at. You're sort of in a hole almost.
Does the vegetation look pretty dense, or is it fairly sparse?
Where you are, it's almost non-existent. As it climbs, that's the weird thing, is it climbs up the mountain, it gets a lot more dense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. These mountains, they're not like super high or anything. They're about 3,000 possibly feet. I know I've got to change between different measuring systems, but about 3,000 feet tall. And the vegetation goes right over the top.
From just our judgment and my phenomenal aircraft skill, I feel that the aircraft in its current condition wouldn't be able to go up over the mountains.
Probably not.
Right. Okay. Well, it leaves
yeah.
only one hex to go, doesn't it? You know, like one direction, really.
Well,
Yeah.
you can try. Nothing says you can't try, but your estimation would be you'd be pushing it. Unless you can find some way to jury rig it.
Well, the only thing that I'm thinking is that the mountains give height, so you can see more, but we're not. We're on the opposite side of the planet to the starport, and so our only real hope is to get to civilization, which is going to be around the airport, or find some backwoodsman who happens to have some, means by which we can get to the starport quicker.
Whereabouts is the starport?
If you go to
right there.
Yeah. If you go to the northern map, it's almost on the other side of you. So I think you are on the north. You're up here. You've landed here. And
where can you ping us again, please?
Sure.
Right. Okay.
You've landed right in there, and the starport is supposed to be up here somewhere.
Do you know if you shift ping, it draws us to it?
Yeah. I don't know what sort of scale you guys are on, so I don't want to give anyone a huge fright. I've done that once.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
And it all zooms over. But so if you're all aware of it, I will do that now then. So you'll see, you can see right in here, there's a middle clear grassland of 3. And yeah. So
okay,
it's that hex there.
Oh, okay.
You're right. Yep. What I gather from what I can quickly ascertain is that the starport is pretty much on the equator, close to the equator.
Close, yeah.
And so are we, but probably on the opposite sides of the equator. In other words, if we're using Earth terminology, they'd be just south of the Tropic of Cancer, and we'd be just north of the Tropic of Capricorn, sort of thing. You know what I mean? So if we were to head east or west, it's hard to tell whether we are totally on the opposite side. But looking at it quickly, you've got more land going to the west than if we go to the east. If we go to the east, we've got a whole big ocean, and I don't like the idea of that. I think it'd be better to island hop. And if we island hopped to the west and pretty much went directly west until such time as, and each night we set a watch and tried to keep an eye on any, obvious, what's the word, star traffic, like traffic going into the starport, then we can use the lights of the ships coming in and leaving to zero in on. Thoughts, guys?
Sounds good. there's also a settlement, or a couple of settlements to the west on the first island, a little bit to the south.
I don't see any settlements. Which hexes have the settlements on them? So can you ping?
How do you ping?
Hold the mouse button down.
Are they settlements?
Didn't see anything. Sorry, can you ping again?
Way over here. Hang on a second. You'll have to go in. It's a sharp. Getting a lot closer to see where you're pinging. Can you ping again one more time, please? Okay. These hexes here. Yeah, that's Badlands.
Oh, Badlands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, at the moment you don't have. I'm just wondering how you. Yeah. Although who knows? Bad people, people who break laws, kill people, break into things. They sometimes hide out in Badlands. Anyway, moving on. Not to make too much of a point of it. Yeah, I haven't put any settlements on, but you do raise a good. Well, perhaps without meaning to, you've raised a good question. How can we work out where settlements are? Because they might actually be more of a lifeblood to you than anything else.
Oh, definitely. But the only way we're going to be able to do that is by light, or maybe by radio. So switching on the radio and just having it listening.
Okay, cool.
Radio, just do a listen check to see if we can hear any communication
and this,
at all.
Yep, and this is where Stephen fell up because he didn't actually work out the scale of the map. So give me a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Okay, 35 hexes crosses one triangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 35 times 5. That's 175 hexes across. And to size that planet. Going to my world stuff. I knew there was bits I missed last night. I thought it was so clever having almost everything ready. Where is the size? Okay, here we go. That's it there. Okay. Okay. Each one of the hexes is roughly 91 kilometers across.
Okay.
And speed of our aircraft?
Sorry?
Can I do an estimate?
Yeah.
Sorry, someone was asking something?
So I was just asking how fast our aircraft can move.
I was going to just do that. What's our speed limit?
In a perfectly normal aircraft, it's 100k an hour.
Right.
In your aircraft, that's something that has to be ascertained yet. You, as you already know, being a mechanic and the aircraft pilot, she is pretty well badly banged up. You already ascertained that she's not going to gain any major height, and who knows what else could be wrong with it. You will need to spend some time having a really good look over it before you actually, well, you might not. You might want to just drive and see what the hell happens, or you might want to check it first. I don't know.
I think, putting this to the group, I think it's a good idea to just jump in the aircraft and go somewhere away from here, even if it's only like 20 kilometres or something like that, because if any sensors are picked up this aircraft coming down, they're going to come here. Whereas if we're 20 kilometres away, we're that much further away and we can find a place to hide and take stock of ourselves How do you, Steve, do the like spending time to take time over a task so that
Just a
I
couple of
increase
die
my
rolls.
chances of the mechanic?
Oh, I see what you mean. That's, yeah, depends on what you want to do, whether you've got the available equipment, whether the environment's good to you or not, all that sort of shit.
Yeah,
So what do
right.
you? So you want to just jump in and get away a wee bit first, and then
Yeah, like find somewhere, maybe under some trees.
well, remember you've got
we-
you've got about 46 kilometers if you were in the middle of that hex to go before you can actually get to any trees really.
So it's completely barren. Where we are.
It's rocky, yeah. It's rocky. It's got some low grass and moss. Really, that's it. It's pretty barren.
Oh, okay. Yep, no worries. All right. Well, perhaps we just do it here then.
You've got.
What do you
In
think?
saying that though, you do have ravines, which could be some nice little hidey holes if you find a good ravine. So, and some of them will have a little bit of overhanging rock and all that sort of stuff.
Some of them will have creatures in them, and
Yeah.
Um,
I didn't think of that. Wow.
Can I do a mechanical check, just a quick once over,
Yep.
to have me think what the chances of the air are breaking?
Okay,
between now
so
and,
yep.
and
What?
how-
Fair enough. What we're gonna do is an uncertain roll, and what that means is you roll 1d6 plus your skill, and I roll 1d6, and you've got an indicator by what you roll as to how confident you are in what you hear.
Okay, not very.
Okay. So you definitely know that I don't know, the vertical articulator is got beyond repair. There's no way you're going to jury rig that thing. You're not going to get above 10 feet in this machine unless you get a new piece.
Right.
There's several other bits of the fairings. There's some of the gravimetric synchronizing units are slightly knocked out. You could probably spend some time fixing those, which means your ride would be a lot more steadier. It won't suddenly, the left side suddenly won't dip down for no reason at all when it turns itself off. You definitely need to get to that sort of stuff before you decide. Well, you'd think it would be much safer than traveling over water than with it fixed than with it not fixed. It could just tip everyone out into the water.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I think we do it here because the chances of them coming now are slimish, and I'm not confident with that roll of 1. I know that the characters have no rolls of 1, but I know that I'm not confident on the machine at all with that roll. That we do a. How much daylight do I suspect we've got?
Very good question.
And can we just assume it's going from east to west, just for?
Yes, this won't be a retrograde or anything like that. Okay, rightio. So you've landed early morning, so the sun is just coming up actually.
Okay.
So you actually crash landed in a hilly area almost in the dark, which is actually pretty good when you think of it. It's something to brag about anyway.
That's why I rolled so badly.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
Of course, it's the dark.
Yeah, it's the dark.
And J-Max was covering my eyes. I mean, what the fuck do you expect me to do?
Well, there you go. Yeah. Okay, so.
Has Tim got a name yet, or is his character's name Tim?
No, Jerome. He hasn't changed it, that's all.
Sorry.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
I thought J-Max was Jerome.
No, J-Max is Jules.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So J-Max is the Navy guy, Jerome is the older guy.
Hello?
Yep.
Yeah.
In regards to the engineering skill,
Yes.
see, do I detect anything that will, say, eventually fail on the aircraft?
Only the bits that would refer to it being a starship. That's what engineering's about, yeah. No, but it does have some similar parts to it. So like the gravitic units, because it'd be the same in the ship, you would know the two of you could actually work together with a synergy sort of thing there, because that's a similar technology that goes through. So you can double check Leon's work if you want to, about him not being sure about the actual, the syncing units.
What 1d6 or 2d6?
You're going to roll one of them and add your level, and you're going to, that's what you're going to use to diagnose. Where you go. So it's how, okay, so you got a 3, so depending on what I got, so I'm going to sell you this pretty much the same sort of information, although you can definitely tell that the left rear link is more damaged than the others, and it really needs a good looking to. Actually, you're suspecting that unless you repair that first before you actually try moving, it's probably going to fail, and then you're going to have nothing in that corner.
Okay.
So you can go over the air raft and like cannibalize some of it, and jury rig. Jury rig sort of is okay, but each day you got to roll a dice for me to say whether it fails on that day or not. But you might be able to limp as far as you can go with it, sort of thing.
Okay.
Unless we forget to remind you that you've got to roll to see how bad it goes.
So, JMax?
Shall we take the time to basically have a look, see what we can fix?
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's best with our rolls so far. It's best for us to really get this thing up as running as best we can.
Okay.
Because we do have to make a move quickly.
Yeah. So,
yeah, given that damage, I'd be much more comfortable if we sort of got everything realigned and rigged up as best we can.
okay.
Maybe while you guys are looking at that, I'll check over all the control systems, make sure that the stabilisation and everything's all.
The electronics. Cool.
Yep.
Okay, so again, we'll use the same system. You do a 1d6 plus your level.
And how much for just taking our time?
Won't add that much here. What it's going to do, okay, so Jerome, you have an electronics kit which make your job so much easier, and the guys are going to have to borrow bits and pieces out of it to try to do their job with the mechanical stuff. So like, you'll have a screwdriver that'll work on their screwdriver stuff, but then they don't have other bits that they need that you're going to have to try to jury rig sort of thing. So Jerome, you checked out the entire board. You know which parts of the boards aren't working, which parts are. You feel that you could probably limp this vehicle around the world and she should be okay, but you are getting some really bad readings from that left rear gravitational sync unit. It's fritzing all over the place. It definitely needs to be resolved. The other 3 units seem to be, although under par, are still in the green zone. And you can confirm Leon's thing about this thing ain't going to get much climb at all. You can, with your roll, because it actually was quite a really good roll, you ended up with 11 all up. You have this idea where you could, which might fry it, but might not, where you could actually give it a bit of a leap. So if you really need an emergency, you might be able to get it to leap like up. You're not sure how high that'll go. It could go 10 extra feet, it could go 100 extra feet, it could take you a mile up. You don't know. But if you want to, you might want to talk to the guys about it, and it's going to be a one button thing, and that's it, sort of once-a.
So, like, link up a switch so that if we need a boost, we press the boost button.
And you're up.
We might have a perfectly good error for 30 seconds.
Yeah. And then you have a falling brick. Potentially.
Yes. Because
I am a master aircraft flyer, so I think that we put that boost on there and we just rely on my extraordinary skill to recover when it starts falling.
Anyone else getting a sinking feeling in their gut? No? Okay, rightio. So, free fall. Yeah. So, Jerome, they've talked to you and they seem to agree. So,
Start bridging wires.
You don't need a roll because you've already pretty much done that in your first roll. JMax, you were just doing a whole another check, were you? Or what was that roll for?
I was helping.
Helping. Oh, rightio. Okay, so you're okay. So, Leon. So what happens is if you want to help, a different rule. Sorry. If you're helping Leon, you roll 2d6 plus your skill. If you get your number, he gets a +1 bonus on his skill roll with you helping, or it cuts down time or something. You know, so it just depends on how big of the roll is. So 2d6 plus 1. / first, matey.
Yep.
Nice. Okay. Rightio. So Leon, you've got a +1 to hit. No, not to hit. Sorry, +1 to make it.
Yeah.
This is a all or nothing. So you're going to see the result. The first one's only going to take you, depending on what you roll. Yeah, we'll see. But it's going to be in groups of, because you want to spend a bit of time on this to try to ensure that you. Okay, half-hour blocks. Where you go. So depending on how high you are.
So I'm rolling 2d6 plus 2, is that right?
Yep,
For my mechanic?
you are. Yep.
Right, okay.
Nice. Okay, not only does it take both of you half an hour to do this, you actually are able to more than repair it. The jury rig it. You're able to repair it. You've managed to cannibalize some other bits that you don't really need on the air raft. You've used the soldering gun from the electronics kit instead of a welding gun, so that's the only problem. The joins aren't as stable as you'd like them to be, but they do the job. So you're having, although you've only got that one leap, you feel quite comfortable that your ship will not, one of the corners won't drop on you. Unless itself is damaged again, as long as you can keep it free of being hit or anything, you should be fine. It should work totally well. And that also means that instead of the low speed that you were going to be set at, you're now coming up to, in a second. Yep. You're going to get about 90% efficiency out of the speed.
Oh wow!
So it was a bit lower, but
so it used to be 100 kilometers an hour. So now we're doing a hex an hour.
No. Sorry, it used to be 100. It got broken somehow, and that reduced it way below, past 50.
That's what I'm saying. So now we're going to 90%, which is 90% of 100.
Yeah,
which makes it not a 1 hex because it's 91 kilometers per hex. So
roughly,
we can do 1 hex per hour. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
Sorry.
Cool.
That as long as it's unfettered terrain. Of course, going through, because you've got to go only 10. You can only get 10 feet above the ground.
Yeah. So we want to stay as like rocky terrain or grasslands or something like that. Don't go through jungles because they're going to be difficult.
They are going to be the killer. Yep, they definitely are.
Yeah.
We could even just use the sea and just go around the beaches.
That would even be better if you can get to one. That would be really good.
I'm going to show off my navigation skills here, boys, and point out the Great Circle route is going to be faster. Instead of going around the equator, we head south and then across the ice at the pole.
Ooh. Yeah, I suppose I hear what you're saying, and I like it in theory, except the idea of being in an air raft that suddenly stops working beyond repair forever when we're on the North or South Pole. Like, if that happened anywhere else, we can still live. Whereas if we're on the North or South Pole, we will die.
Well, we're pretty much stuffed if we're crossing the ocean.
We'd be able to float in the back suits. That'll be fine.
For about 8 hours, and then you'll die of asphyxiation. Vac suits aren't flotation devices. They're not known to float. But you'll have 8 hours. to enjoy your trip to the bottom of the ocean.
Was that you, Jerome, who suggested the Arc of the Great
Yes.
Circle?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm happy to do whichever, but my gut is telling us that the equatorial route is going to make us more survivable in the case that the air stops working. But I'm happy to be persuaded.
I'm just putting it there as an option.
Yep. No, I hear.
We can go either way.
Can you ping where we are, please, Steve?
Yep. On the big map?
Yes, please. And shift ping us so we can...
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Oh, I missed the thing.
Got that one?
Yep.
Yes, I did.
Hang on. Sometimes it's easier just to point to it.
Okay.
Yeah, hang on. Wrong bloody thing. Hang on. That hex.
Right, okay.
Yeah, the hill hex amongst surrounded by all the mountains. Yep.
Right. So if we went southwest and hugged that mountain range, so that we end up going down to... I don't like this area here. That strikes me as shit. Like, we're going to be in water on one side, water on the other side, and mountains in the middle, or hills in the middle. I don't like that.
We could probably scoot around the edge where the beaches are.
Well, there's one other thing. Jerome, can you please give me a 2d6 roll, and do you have computer at all, Jerome? Computer skill.
I don't have computer skill.
Okay, right. 2d6, please. Okay, rightio. You really guys can't see anything apart from where you are.
Okay.
That's the problem. He doesn't have access to his machine. In the landing, being partially damaged, he can't get into any library data that he's actually was managing to download before he parted the ship.
Right.
So yeah. So really, if we go to the bottom map, really you sort of got to work on just the hex you're in. So you can see around you where the mountains are, and you can see where the mountains aren't, and that's about it.
Right.
Unless you don't forget, Jerome, you have an electronic kit.
Well, let's give it a crack at fixing that portable computer.
Yep.
Can we assist to give him?
Have you got electronics?
I've got Jot.
Doesn't give Jot won't help assist. No, it's got to be their actual skill.
Hang on, let me see.
So again, I think J-Max, you can try to assist because you have computers.
Okay.
And there's no bonus for high intelligence or anything in here?
No, that's all Mongoose stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
So, J-Max, yes, okay. You got a +1 on there, Jerome, so you got +2 all up.
Sweet. Alright, let's have a fiddle. Oh.
And nothing like a double 1 to be able to fuck up the computer.
Snake eyes.
Okay.
I haven't shorted it completely, but I've done something.
Yeah. You may have just discharged the entire battery. You may or may not have fried the CPU unit and the memory chips, but you definitely have discharged the entire battery. So until you can get to some place, luckily enough, you can plug it into the power generator on board the air raft, providing it doesn't fritz and send out a pulse, which will wipe out the entire little personal computer. But you could recharge it that way.
Just reminding Jerome that we blame J-Max for covering our eyes whenever we roll really fucking bad.
Hey, look, I saved my elbow and I spilled the drink on there.
Oh, right. Okay.
Speaking of
It's
which,
actually J-Mac's got the really good roll, and we're blaming him, but that's all right.
I'm
Yeah.
surrounded by bunnies.
Yep. You're going to say Jerome. You were going to say something? Sorry.
yeah, I hate to be the voice of reason here, but have we checked the aircraft for supplies,
Okay.
food, water, that kind of thing?
Okay. You would go into basically what you'd expect. So in the little area, give me a 2d6 please, Jerome. Just need a 2d6 please. Okay.
I've already had the lockers empty.
Yeah, no, it's not as full as it could be. So you've got a couple of containers which you can put water in. You don't have any water itself, so you need to find water. You do find a couple of packets of MREs. They're going to be so tasty. Not quite past their due by date. That's always good. You are able to go on half rations for about a week. After that, you will start to feel the effects of lack of food. Yeah, you need some water. There is a torch. Yay! That's going to help survive. And there's a couple. You've actually found a couple of useful tools which will help you with fixing the aircraft's major mechanical parts, should they fail.
Excellent.
But apart from the hoped for stuff, no. But you give out the 2 MREs each, keeping the third one for yourself. Yeah, yay.
Okay. So we're going to have to hunt stuff down fairly quickly.
Can we? I'm just putting this to the guys. Seeing we've stayed here for a bit already. I'm not sure whether you think we should move or not. The aircraft's in reasonably good condition. Maybe we should move to a safer location, or at least move and try and keep our eye open for a stream. Or the other option is to use Jot to get a survival check to recover some water, like digging pits, making a little tent for evaporative water, that sort of thing, and get our supply of water now. What's your thoughts?
Given the area is pretty arid, I'd suggest, and the aircraft is mobile, I'd suggest that we move into the forested area. I reckon we'd probably have a better chance of gathering water there, and we can check the vegetation for toxicity.
Sounds good. Steve, can we assume that as we were coming down, we could see that to the north was water?
You in the big picture, yes. You've got a rough idea of what that all looks like.
This map here. So we
sorry, I meant the lower picture, the magnified picture. Yeah. Are we?
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. I'm not in the right map. That's why. Yep. So that big picture is sort of it gives you basically your rough idea of what you remember seeing.
Yeah. So even though it's going into the mountains, guys, do we think we want to go north? Because at least then it's on the coast, and if it's on the coast, there's more water. Even though it might be salty, it might not be, we don't know. But at the very least, there's water there, so that there'll be more access to other water. So we can, as I think it was J-Max suggested, we could beach run until we find a stream or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, on the beach, we potentially going to find, if it's anything like my home planet, crabs, shellfish, stuff like that. Maybe some flotsam that we can use.
Yeah, and also better chance of settlements, I'd imagine.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just
can we hop in the aircraft and head north?
Okay. Hopefully.
And then we get to the starport and jump on a starship and...
it's not going to happen that quickly.
Adventure done.
Yeah, nah. Okay, we'll be in this hex for a wee bit. Okay, so what I want you to do, Leon, you're piloting the aircraft, so you don't get to make the roll, but you don't have to roll because it's all you know the state of the air raft, you know how fast to push it, all that sort of stuff, so you're not going to push it any faster than you need to.
And what's more, I'd be going at like 75% of the maximum that I think the air raft could handle, so maybe like 50% of it's, in good condition speed, just because I'd prefer to crawl and get there than to speed.
Aye.
And I'd also ask the others to sort of like keep my eye. Sometimes you get a little bit edgy and you're going, this is taking a long time, and you put your foot to the accelerator a bit. Just, hey guys, we're going to take this easy, and each of us keep reminding each other that we're the turtle gets there before the rabbit, sort of.
Cool. Okay. Can I get Jerome and J-Max please to give me a 2d6 roll up each?
2d6.
Yep.
Whoa, we're rolling well now.
Yeah. Okay. So Jerome, as Leon flies over, you see a side passage, ravine sort of thing, and you can see a flash of some sort of reflective material, possibly water.
Whoa, let's back up a bit here, guys. Take a quick look.
Okay, you come in, and yep, there is a small... it empties out from the side wall of a ravine into a very small waterfall, which empties into a small pool, and then that sort of just overflows its sort of boundaries and then goes into a sort of stream that moves through another part of another ravine.
Does it look like there's vegetation around it?
There is some vegetation around it. There are some creatures that you are disturbing that are moving away. The only thing is you're not going to be able to get the air raft down. You're going to have to get down by rope.
Have we got rope?
Don't know.
Cargo straps.
Oh, we've got the
cargo straps.
The cargo straps, yes.
Yep.
I don't know how you like to do this within the game, but just going a little bit meta for a second, how would you ask who's got the best endurance?
Who's the healthiest?
Who's the healthiest? Yeah, that's right. Like I'm not particularly. I'm a little bit sickly. I'm not particularly sickly, but I catch colds a little bit quicker than most people. So I'm a bit on the poor side in that way.
I think it would be the person who covers the eyes a lot, because I think he's got a. Oh no, that says dexterity.
I bounce pretty hard. I don't like bouncing.
Right.
And bullets hit me badly.
Right.
Jerome, what do you like?
Yeah, what with the gravity and all, I'm not sure I'll be able to get back up the rope, to be quite honest.
No, sorry. I'm actually quite strong, so I'm happy to do the climb down. Sorry, I was going in a different direction.
Yeah, that's all right.
In my head there.
Yeah.
What my thought is that I feel the healthiest person tries the water first with just a little bit of water, so that if they become sickly, they've got a better chance of recovery than somebody who's a bit sickly like myself.
I see where you're going. I was actually going to see if I've got any test gear in the med kit that I can use to check the water for purity, toxicity, that kind of thing.
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, look, I'm gonna with the aid of maybe J-Max to tie the cargo straps onto a tree or a rock or something like that. So
around the rock or air raft. Air raft's much heavier than you are.
Yep, fair enough.
Yeah, air raft's a couple of ton.
And climb down to the water and fill up a couple of
the containers. Okay, you're half.
Containers.
Yep.
While Jerome does the see if you can get the med kit working.
Yeah. You're
option. Where the water comes out of the ravine or
Yep.
out of the ground, we take it from there, because as soon as it goes into a pool, stagnates, it's not going to be too great, possibly.
Yep, good point.
Animals and stuff like that are going to want to get at it. They might have diseases. We can also possibly hunt creatures here.
Most of the creatures here are around about 1 or 2 kgs in size. So they're quite small creatures.
Oh, Oh, okay.
Just so you know. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Just goes
I'd
down
also
well with a
suggest
shotgun.
maybe rather than climbing down, maybe just lower the water container with the lid off. So you can just get in the stream of water. So it's messing around down in that ravine.
Do we think we could do that, Sue?
You can
Lower
always
it down?
try. There's always a
Like
try.
Okay.
Like a jerry can or something with a handle that we can tie the cargo strap to and
Mhm.
let down into the water.
Okay. So you do that. You've just hauled up the first one and you're lowering the second one when you all hear this really loud, big, thick animal screech. You're not sure where it's come from, but all the other creatures below have scattered. They're just gone.
Let's go.
Yeah, time to leave.
Right. You're not sure what is, you have a look around.
Yeah, don't want to find out. Don't want to be here.
Okay, so give me a 2d6 roll each one of you, please. Right. Okay, rightio, Leon. You can. Okay, that thing that screeched, it's from up in the sky, because you can see it. It's a couple of K away from you, so you're not feeling that much in that much of panic. But it's up in the sky, which means it'll see anything on the ground, and you technically are on the ground. The other thing is,
Including the air up. Yep.
yeah. The other thing is that was a loud screech for something that far away, and it still looks a bit small now, but that's far away. Not quite sure how big that thing is going to get when it gets closer, if it gets closer.
Let's grab the
Okay.
the shotguns and get ready.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. I also think nothing of the earth. Using trees as much as we can to. Are we in the area of the trees yet?
No, no. You're about halfway to the edge where the trees and the mountain sort of starts. You're still. What you can imagine is like pancake layers of rock. Like a pretty much a solid ground, but it's got cracks in it, and in the cracks you've got these pancake layers of rock at various levels. So you've been sticking to the pancake top, because the minute you go into a ravine, if you can fit in one, if it's not at least 10 feet below you, the land, your aircraft will drop to that point, and then how the hell are you going to get out of there?
Right. Okay. Well, yeah. Do we stand our ground and hope that the shooting at the thing with a shotgun will at least scare it off?
Let's scoot to the side and then put our backs to the wall somewhere, so that we have a defensible position.
Sounds good.
Yeah, definitely. Running from predators generally triggers their prey and hunts reflex anyway.
Okay, so the only bit wall you've got to put your back against is the side of the air raft, really, because as I said, it's pretty flat. Other than that, you wait. It's up in the air and it's wheeling around in circles. If it knows you're there, it's not indicating that by how much interest. It's not showing you any really. At some stages, it's
to get bored.
Yeah, it's wheeling around. Sometimes it comes towards you, sometimes it moves away, and you just carry on. You're waiting the better part of around about 2.5 hours before it wheels away and heads off to the east.
Have the other cruisers come back out again? Or?
No, nothing down there at all. Just
Nothing
the water.
Sorry, guys.
Yep. Yep. So not much. Whatever it was. Yeah.
I'll continue pulling up water until we've got full jugs. If the other two sort of like keep their eye open for scary creatures that are coming from the sky.
Rightio. And Jerome, do you want to do your med test?
Absolutely.
So it's one of those split ones. You do +1.
Not bad. Yeah.
4.
All soon better.
Oh god. Hang on. Jim, roll 1d6. Okay. Your tests come back pretty clean. It does. It does have a little bit more copper in it than you'd like, but I mean, you're not going to get any poisoning or any odd thing happening from that. But yeah, it just has a slightly higher copper content than what you tend to think is okay. But I mean, better that than no water.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
I
there's. Yeah.
still think we go with the healthiest person tries some first. Probably fine, but just to be sure, I think we go with the first person, the healthiest person tries it first, and just like a wet their mouth sort of thing, see if their lips become numb or they become ill from that, and then a little bit more and a little bit more, and then when we're sure, then we'll drink it and assume that it's okay.
That's all cool. Yeah.
Is anyone particularly thirsty right now? It's only been a couple
Well,
of hours
it's been a day or so. So yeah.
well,
You're getting into a day or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your ear after. I just got to make it so that it actually fits on each thing. So you can, little poop. 20 by 20. And that way you can move it about, or I can move it about, saying where you are. Okay, keep going, guys. I'll play with this thing while you're doing your thing.
We're pretty much just waiting to find out if the water is fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The test comes back okay, guys. Just higher copper content than normal. We'll drink it as is, or I'd say just have a small drink now, and we'll push on to the coast. And when we get to the beach, maybe we can light a fire and see if we can boil the rest of it off and basically distill it that way.
Okay.
Make sure the water's clear that way.
Sounds good.
Rightio, so Leon, you have control of the vessel, if I can get it to bloody move. Oh, you little so-and-so. Why is not moving?
Are you on the wrong layer?
No. No, I'm on objects.
In regards to the starport, possibly might not be a good thing to do is rush over there. The reason being is they won't have us entering to the planet or to the system, but then they'll have us trying to exit the system. So that will raise a whole lot of alarm bells as to how we got there.
That's something you're going to have to get to when you get to the
more
technological part.
To get to the airport, yeah. Once we're at the airport, then we can get into shady people who be able to sort that out.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
It's a starport. There's always shady people around somewhere. You just got to find them.
That's right. Okay, so we're going to say you're sort of, by the end of the day, you're at the apex of the hill terrain that you're in. You haven't encountered anything else, although you have been watching, and as you've been travelling away, about an hour and perhaps two into your travel north, you're still low, you're moving as well. I don't think the word stealthy actually applies here, but you do see a glinty sparkle or something in the sky and land down behind you somewhere. Several Ks behind you. Yeah.
Anything on the radios?
As you're scanning them and you're moving away, you do get some crackly. Yep, so there is some chatter on there. You can't really pick too much up because you've only got a 10k radius, if you remember, and you're sort of at that edge. But you can definitely tell they're reporting in that they've reached the crash site. It gets crackly. Something about evidence of, and then it crackles again. You hear a search party will span out, and yeah, then it just crackles into nothing.
Okay. So we don't want to start fires, and we don't want to be, and we want to be in the forest under the canopy if we can.
If you can. Yep, and that's where you will sort of, for this day anyway, stop at that night. Yeah. So, having a look. This is going to be difficult. You're sort of going to be somewhere between 2 to 5, 6 feet above the level of the ground, because there are various bits of rocks that protrude and that sort of stuff that'll get in the way. And of course you've got the overhang of the trees. So the trees are very broad, almost circular shaped, have about 4 or 5 levels of branches, very, very thick. So you cannot see from above it, and you can't see from below it up to above it. So it sort of serves as such. It serves you well in that manner. But because of all the rocky terrain under it, normally you'd be going way above the tree line just to have a smooth ride. You're sort of going to have to be dodging around and that sort of stuff. So the trunks, these trees aren't small petite trees. I mean, the smallest one would be around about 5 feet wide. The trunk, about 2 meters wide, I should say. So and they go up to a lot bigger than that. You can sort of see they generally go to a height of about 10 meters. So underneath it, some of them really easy to move past, others not so. The younger ones not so, because they're only around about 20 feet high. Oh, sorry, about 3 meters high. 3 meters? No, 6 meters high. You can see creatures that fly. You're not sure whether they're birds, bats, or something else, but there's animals around. You're not sure what you're heading into. You've got water. Are you settling right on the edge of the forest, or you sort of want to go in a little bit, as much as you can before it gets too dark? Leon?
I think we want to go in.
Yep.
So.
Cool. Okay, you go into a spot, you still got some light to do it in, but you actually come across a stream. I don't know if you want to stop there or you want to move on.
Do we just want to find out if that's drinkable?
Can if you want to.
What we've got.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, Jerome.
I'll be armed, waiting in case anything wants to jump out.
Right, cool.
Sounds good. I'll take a quick look around to make sure there's no critters lurking, obviously. And then with the boys with their shotguns at the ready, I shall pop down and test the water.
Okay.
Looks good.
He has no idea.
Results are inconclusive.
Okay, we've got water already, so that's all good.
Yeah, you do have some water, but yeah, you never know. It looks, on a visual level, it looks clearer than what you've got in the container.
Should we grab one container of this as well?
Yep, grab a container of this, we'll mark it.
Yeah.
And I really want to make sure that we boil it first at the very least to kill off any bugs that might be in there.
Okay. Sorry.
So do we do a hex every half hour?
No.
Oh, sorry, every 2 hours?
No, he's doing half a hex every day. Because he's doing it slow, because he's in under tree cover and he doesn't want to push the engines too much.
Yeah, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Okay, so for some reason he's lost. Yep, he's just going to Ian's just going to go out and come back in. The other option is I can go over to our Hangouts, but just another thing. Don't you love technology?
It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah. It's like we used to use the one in Roll20, but then when somebody dropped out of Roll20, it took everybody.
Oh no!
And it was fun because we were dropping out every 5 seconds. We'd all just get in, start playing, and then out we all go again. Any better, Ian?
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
I'm there now.
Sweet. Okay, so as you pressed on, you came across a stream. They just checked it, and Jerome says it's inconclusive. The only thing that you can tell is that it does look clearer than what you've got in your containers. So they've got one of each, I think.
Awesome. So we've got viruses in there. Excellent.
Possibly, or it might just be a particulate.
Alrighty. Man.
That's all right. We'll just stash that until we get the opportunity to boil it. I think it was. Stick to the slightly cloudy stuff that tested okay.
Okay.
Try the test kit again later, perhaps.
So, the night. How are you going to do this? Are you like putting your grav vehicle up all night, 10 feet above the floor of the forest, and you're in there, or what do you want to do?
I think that is there any increased risk of it being discovered if it's operating in the sense of scanning?
It would have a stronger electronic signature than if it was off. Well, actually, it wouldn't have any signature if it's off. But it would be detected on some scans that are looking for a variation in, I don't know, resistance or made materials. That would be a pretty specific scan, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the moment, you only know that they know there's a crash site and they're going to be scattering out a bit from it.
I reckon we land it in an area that is as defendable as possible, we sleep in shifts and one person on guard duty and two people sleeping.
Yep.
We probably just for like an hour each, because if you go for much more than an hour, even though it's only going to give you 2 hours sleep, you can live with that. Whereas if you try to stay awake for 2 hours on your own, you might fall asleep easier.
Rightio. Okay.
While we're travelling, is it bumpy?
Is it bumpy? What do you mean?
Like when we're in the era.
Oh, no. That's what you guys fixed up. It's smooth. It's just that it can't really achieve any greater height than roughly 10 feet above the average of the ground.
Okay, that's fine. I mean that'll allow one of us to sleep during the day while we travel.
Yep.
Yeah, good point.
Yep. No, that's cool.
Does the aircraft have a canopy, or is it an open vehicle?
No, it's open. It's the back traditionally carries the cargo. So normally you have two chairs, passenger and driver, and then the back is open to stuff.
We can cargo strap somebody down in there.
Yep. Well, they'll be safe if you have to do loop-to-loops. Although I'd hate to do a loop-to-loop at 10 feet off the ground. That'd be pretty scary. Okay, so the night goes through without any sort of animal encounters. They wake up in the morning. It's a bit rough having to sleep how it is, but at least you've had sleep. Your morning is a relatively early start. You'll be by now consuming the first one of your MREs, so you've got one each left, apart from Jerome, who's got this 2. You would have gone through a fair bit of the water in the first container. And you're ready to set off. You haven't encountered anything. Who's got the electronic skill? Jerome.
Yes, I do.
Okay, you can use the very bad sensors on the air raft to see if anything is near you or around you. It does have very basic sensors, so
absolutely.
It'll go out to around about.
So that'll be a 1d6.
2. No, this is an obvious read. Either something's there or not.
And +1 for electronics.
Yep. You know,
Can't see anything.
you know,
Lots of
you
fuzz.
love those ones, don't you? No, absolutely nothing around you. It's totally clear. If you could just tell that mass of people that are swarming you to get out of there, so you get to the totally clear bit that you see right in front of you. Yeah, no, totally clear as far as you're concerned. Yeah.
No worries. While I'm messing around,
Yeah.
I've been having to think overnight, and I'd like to take a crack at maybe jury-rigging an extended aerial or something for the one of the communicators. See if we can't pick up a bit more of the.
Cool. Okay. Give me a 2d6 +1 for your electronics. This will be in the first hour or so while you're travelling. Better, but not quite enough. JMax, you sound like you're the sort of person that'd be listening to your communicator as much as you could. So you do pick up a little bit of crackle. There's someone nearby, because you can hear bits of words, but you can't hear the words themselves. And how it's coming across to you, either there's something wrong with your communicator, there's something interfering with the communicator, or they're at the edge of the communicator.
Okay.
And as far as you can tell, your communicator is totally fine.
Let's see, Jerome or Leon, can you turn your communicator on and just confirm?
Absolutely.
Rightio. Same happens on all three, on the other two as well. Yeah.
Okay, so there must be some people within about 10 k's.
Well, I think it's time that we're not within 10 k's.
Yep, that's vamoose. Probably they're going to be in aircrafts that go faster than us, so we can keep tabs on them by how strong their signal is.
Yep, and of course you'll be under the canopy, while they'll be probably above.
Yeah,
Okay.
in lots of ways, I think if we can maintain not getting detected, the longer we can remain undetected, the better chance they've got of, they're out further and they're basically leaving. So we'll be going behind them instead of in front of them. But we've got to let them go first. They don't know that we're in a damaged aircraft unless, of course, they found the actual wreckage site and we made a big. When we landed, did we make a ding in the ground or did we?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, that could have been made by anything.
Oh, I mean, they would have been going after the ship.
The ship.
Us dropping out of the ship and then dropping to the ground at some distance away, they're not going to know that.
And it could have been a bit of stuff from the ship as well. That hit the although where's that bit now, I guess. But yeah, anyway.
Yep. Okay, so Leon, you're piloting the aircraft. I need a aircraft pilot to see how far of your roughly 50 k's that you get today. All 50 of it. So if you want to move yourself, you are within sight of the coast. So you're right up.
Whoa!
No, right up there.
That's moving an enormous amount.
Really fast.
Yeah, it's just only 1 hex.
Yeah, just up there, matey.
Can you point to where we are?
Well,
we're there.
You were here. You're now here.
Yeah,
you are on the downside of the hills, where underneath the foliage, and you can see a small gulf.
Is that about here? Or I'm on the top map?
No, sorry, I'm on the bottom map because it's easier. It's bigger to see things on. So, yep, that's about it. You are. Oh, if I see the right bloody thing, you're right in between these two hexes here, coming down. All right. Yeah. There. Yep.
Oh, okay.
So Yeah, you can either camp out on a beach tonight or just stay under the foliage. It's entirely up to you. I've already rolled for the animal encounter and it didn't happen. God damn it.
Do we? We're going to have to find some food soon.
Yep. After tomorrow, you will be out of food, and you will be starting to feel some effects. At the moment, you're totally fine. No major issue.
Can I check whether any of the vegetation is edible with the stuff in the
Yep.
kit?
Where you go? Where you go?
All right, let's check for some toxins in some of this leafy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how about looking for fruit? Maybe some nuts.
Oh, cool.
Okay, you can discern which is safe and which is unsafe to eat.
All right, let's go gathering.
Yeah, there's one plant that has a really almost pyramidical shape to it. Not quite, but almost. Looks sort of reminds you of a pear, but tastes really different. Has more of a meaty taste, which is really weird, but that's about the most palatable one. It has quite a bit of juice in it. Yeah, so you gather a whole lot of that. Yeah. You find other bits and pieces. There's some roots there that you can probably put in water and boil and eat. Excuse me. You find enough that you can gather food now. You know what you're looking for and what not to eat, what not to touch. Yeah, there's some stuff that's very obviously brightly coloured fruit that's like totally poisonous.
Might just swipe in a couple of handfuls of that and stash, just in case.
Right, just in case you want to poison something. It's got to be imbibed. That's the problem. And they're like a brilliant purpley colour. These
if you put your barcode scanner, if you put your barcode scanner across it, it says "Do not eat, danger."
Something like, yeah. Like, your heart will explode, your stomach will implode, and your ass will cease to exist once eating these things. So, yeah. Okay, so you get there. There's no, as I said, the evening is pretty calm. You've got a lot of fruit off the land. You can put your meal ready to eat away. So you've got two emergency days worth of food there. You'll find streams on this side of the mountain coming down, eventually joining into what would be considered sort of a small river, and heading out. You can see it head out over to the beach and out into the water.
Well, can we refill our water from that? Is it palatable water?
He hasn't tried the other one yet.
But we'll use half of it.
So, test the water, eh?
Yep. What were you going to say, J-Max?
Are there any fish visible in the water?
Not where you are, no.
Any shellfish?
Oh, sorry. You're talking about the beach.
Yeah. Was it a stream or a river?
A river, yeah, it's a river. So no, nothing like that. There were a couple of animals, perhaps this planet's approximation of ducks, that were on the water and then flew away when you're sort of approaching.
Okay.
So if they're there, then probably there is something in the water that they feed on.
Okay. Guys, call out if we see any sort of like animals larger than a dog. Because so far we haven't, apart from that predator that screeched.
And that if you got to realise how strong would that predator be under this gravity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how big an animal would it have to bring down to eat every day?
Yeah. So there's obviously things out there that are big. So it's a good call. Watch out for anything. Okay, so J-Max, you are you moving down the river to where it gets onto the beach, so to speak, or are you staying with the group?
I'll stay with the group. It's always best to...
Yes. Never split the party. That's right. Never. Great for the DM, never good for the players. Okay, so you guys, give me a J-Max, give me a 2d6. As you're looking around, you can see...
Holy shit.
What? A good
No,
roll?
good roll.
A good roll, yeah. As you can see, around about a click away from you, you can see some people walking, trying to keep as hidden as you can. You're watching them. They're walking not directly towards you, but in your general direction. They'll probably pass by at around about 200 meters, roughly. It looks like they're scanning the beach, and you can sort of make out that yes, they are indeed 14 uniformed individuals. All of them have some sort of rifle type gun with them.
Oh, excellent. They sound friendly.
Yeah.
Outnumbered and outgunned. Excellent.
Yeah. It's then you can see that there's an air raft that's got a guy in it, and it's one of the big, huge 10-ton air rafts. So you've got a 4-ton air raft. 10-ton air rafts usually either for cargo or troop movement. So this one's just a troop movement one. So these people are just walking, looking, searching. It looks, as you watch, it looks like they're looking for tracks. So, and of course you haven't been there yet, so as long as you stay where you are and very quiet, you're probably not going to get seen.
Yeah, I just prop the air raft and sort of like lower it as low as I can and stay still.
Rightio.
They want to turn it off.
Yeah, but we've got to land it to turn it off. So happy to do that. Is there a spot that we can land it?
You're just going to land it wherever you can. I guess you're not going to have that much chance to go perfect spot sort of thing. But you get it down, you get it off. J-Max.
I'll quickly have a look around to see if there's any area where it can land which is mostly flat and where there's possibly ferns or anything we can use to cover it.
He sort of landed in a spot where it's behind some wide tree trunks, amongst some grass. That's it. There don't seem to be any ferns here. It's mainly these big, huge, wide trees and clumps of grass, moss. Yeah, whatever genome the fern is, it just doesn't seem to have appeared on this planet. So they move right up. They come straight opposite you, as you say, around about 250 meters away. You can even hear them talking. And the guy's saying, "Look out! We'll have this." And they're doing sensor sweeps. One of them turns to you, and he sort of stops, and he's fiddling with the device. And he gives it a bit of a whack. He moves it away. And some guy who's got some sort of other markings on his suit, asking what he's found. He says, "Oh, I don't know, Sarge. I think the machine's on the fritz again. Seems to be registering some large metal. Like, I'm not reading a power source or anything, but it's like a large chunk of metal or something." And the sergeant said, "Well, we're not here to prospect. Move on, soldier." And they carry on moving down the beach past you eventually.
Okay.
Cool. Start breathing again.
Right. Their air raft moves past you as well. You can sort of see that. You can see more the shadow than the air raft itself. It's at around about 10 meters above you. So it's hard to see, but even now and then you get a glance of it, but you can track it by its shadow. You want to wait until they move down the beach, and they get to where the actual river sort of empties into the ocean. And that's where the raft comes down, picks them up, and ferries them across the river.
They were heading in that direction, were they?
No, they were heading from east to west.
From east to west, so that direction.
Yep, they were heading down that way.
Okay.
God.
I suggest that we head this. Well, I just get in the air raft and pop it up and move that direction to the east, like a couple of 100 meters, and drop down into an area which is easily more hideable. That guy detected something, so if they come back, they're going to go back to there. And then just prop for the day, for the rest of the day, and cook up some food, and basically wait, give them a chance to clear the area. Thoughts?
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds reasonable.
Okay. So you not cooking, because I thought you wanted cold, but I mean you got fruit and that sort of stuff, which you don't know whether you want to cook it or not. You do have those roots, so you might want to save them for later, but you easily can fill your belly with the fruits that you've got, and the other little bits of pieces that he's found that are edible.
Yep.
The day goes through, you're starting to get into the evening, the light starts to fail, and that's when you can make out on the other side, opposite you, somewhere in this hex, the opposite hex to you, there's a light. Roughly a quarter of the way up, because you can see mountains over there, you guess roughly a quarter of the way up the mountain, just peeking out from the vegetation. Yeah, there's a light there.
Excellent.
You're not sure what's there or not, but there's something.
Okay. I'm going to get my blade, and I'm going to notch into a tree a line in alignment with where that light is. You know what I mean? So basically an aim point. So the next day, I can use that notch to aim and sight where it was that light was.
Okay. Yep. And JMax?
Okay. See, with help with the electronics kit, I'll see if I can manufacture some fish hooks. Since we're close to a river, look around for something that we can use for, say, twine or.
Well, you could start pulling one of the cable ties to pieces.
Usually, if that's possible.
Yep.
And see what we can do in regards to fishing and getting protein.
Okay. So, just give me a second. Okay. You have some relatively serviceable materials there you can go fishing with.
Okay.
So, when you've done that, you're there for, I don't know, hour perhaps. Give me a 2d6 minus 1. You catch fish. You catch 3 big, fat, of the most ugliest looking, and you're only calling them fish because they swim in what you think is water. These things are mussels with fins on them. They have the most grotesque and nasty looking mouth and teeth joints. They're like really hard bone structures, but quite sharp, with 2 small incisors around the ridge on the top and the bottom that interlink. So if this thing was to bite into you, it would just hold on to you really easily, and then it would probably grate and go down to the tomb bone surfaces to actually start slicing through more flesh. So it's sort of like a flesh catcher and a flesh chomper through sort of thing in one thing. Each one of these fish is around about 2 feet long. They're around about as fat as your leg. Yeah.
Corona equivalent, eh?
Yeah, they're just huge chunks of muscle.
Okay.
Don't know about you boys, but I'm not going for a swim.
That's a good indicator. Sorry, Giles?
Anybody for a good skinny dip later?
Yeah, yeah, nah.
Promoted to bait.
Yeah, excellent.
I'm thinking that it'd be a good thing to to try and somehow dry that meat. So maybe cut it into strips and dry it on the side of the error.
Well, you could put it on the power unit. That's usually warmer.
Yeah. Okay. That'll work.
Well, you've got to try something, eh?
Do we have a cylindrical piece of metal at all?
You probably could find one somewhere on the air raft that you could pull off.
Okay. With
shotgun
a
barrel.
bit of a hole in the ground and some air, you can make the equivalent of like a rocket stove, which is fairly smokeless, relatively quickly. And if we find an area with sticks, that's the fuel for cooking.
Well, you got lots of trees. You've got some blades that you could hack strips of the tree off or something.
Yeah, look for any fallen wood that'll be dry.
No fallen wood around here. Actually, you haven't seen any fallen wood.
Ooh, okay.
That's good, yeah.
It's weird, but
Any
yeah.
fallen leaves at all?
No, the leaves don't tend to come off unless you tug them.
Well, not much point trying to cook with wet wood. I'd say we cook them on the power unit, boys.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, overnight, or when it gets to night, I'll run an experiment of putting some leaves and branches on the ground, see what happens, but away from the camp.
Okay, so you're just spending the day lying low.
Basically, yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, just gathering some fruit or whatever, and just waiting. Okay, cool.
Is this the next day? Is this still the same night? Or is
No,
it the next day?
this will be the next day. So you crash landed on, we'll say, day 1. You moved day 2. The end of day 2, you encountered the beach and the troop. Now you've had day 3 just sitting and waiting, and towards the end of day 3, before it's dark, you'll have a ship. It will probably be a patrol cruiser, 400-ton patrol cruiser, moves along the Gulf.
Like a
Now,
wet ship?
no, like as in a spaceship patrol cruiser.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
before we carry on, can I do an aim on that bit that I notched in the to see if I can see where that light came from?
Yep. Well, you believe you've got a sort of a sight. In the daylight,
So,
there's nothing obvious. That's the problem.
It could be, 100 kilometres away, roughly?
Yeah, there's nothing obvious. You just get, you'll have that light at night sort of thing would be your guide.
right, okay.
Yeah.
If we do spend another night here, we can go and see if the light appears in the same area again.
That's true. We can do that.
Yep.
It might be a good idea because I'd like these guys to piss off and think that they've exhausted their search of us. And like it's like if we haven't moved and we haven't been caught, they're eventually going to assume that we've moved off to somewhere else.
Or that we didn't make it out of the spacecraft.
Yeah, or something. Yeah.
Cool.
I like the idea of them thinking we're dead.
Life's so much easier when people think you're dead.
Okay. So you wait through the day. I'm just going to do an animal encounter. Go animal encounter. No crap.
No animals.
Crap with all these low numbers. Okay, the night. You line up ready to wait until you see, and yeah, sure enough, as soon as it goes dusk, the light appears pretty much in line with what you're looking at.
Okay, well, I think that might be something we want to aim at, because if it hasn't moved, it's either a base of operations, in which case we're screwed, or it's somebody who is, a backwoodsman or something.
Mm-hmm.
We're pretty close to the straits right now, aren't we?
Yep.
I say we cross the strait at night because the water will be relatively flat, so it's not like we're going to have to duck around obstructions and what have you. Let's get ourselves across the strait, running dark, all our lights out and everything, and we'll be in a position to sneak up to where the light is tomorrow.
I just had a thought that if we moved laterally, like if we moved this direction a bit, we might be able to triangulate somehow by getting
Well, your navigator could do that.
Yeah, someone with navigate skill. Maybe we could get 2 points of reference, and from that, they'd be able to say, well, it's about there, and have a better chance of finding it. Thoughts?
Yeah, true. Yeah, triangulation.
We can just move, like 200 meters or a kilometer. That'll give us we can move fairly slowly with. In fact, it was going to only be a kilometre. We could almost walk there. Although
these exits are about 50 kilometres or so.
90. They're 90 yeah, roughly 90.
Okay, so we're looking at least 100 kilometres to where the light is. To be able to get a decent triangulation, we're going to need to move at least 5 to 10 kilometres.
Okay. So do you want to do that in the air?
I'd rather that than hiking.
Yep.
And of course, if you need to, your air raft can give you a sudden shift of acceleration. If you can do that, you can only run so fast. Okay, cool. So Leon, I just need you to give me a 2d6 plus 1 just to see if you damage the air raft in moving through the terrain, because it's going to be on the side of a mountain with lumpy bits. Okay, yeah, you do some damage to it. Let's have a look. What do you do? Give me a 2d6 roll, please. Oh, fuck. Give me a d6. Give me a d6 roll, please. I'm using small craft. You've got critical. Crew. Okay, you've managed to hurt somebody.
1d3.
Yeah, you're 1, Jerome's 2, and we'll just divide it. Where you go, 1d3. I'll just roll a 1d3. Okay, there you go. Okay, J-Max.
Yep.
You take this much damage, and the first lot of damage always goes to your endurance. How I do damage here is, you take damage the first time, you got to take all of it on your endurance. After that, you can break it down into die amongst your stats if you're still conscious. If your stat goes, if one stat goes below 0, you get to roll versus your original endurance. If you make that roll or less, you're conscious and you've got a -1 to everything. The same with the -2, but you're just hanging. Same with the second stat, but you're at -2s with everything, and you're just hanging in there trying to stay conscious long enough to get out of the hell out of there, sort of thing. So you're not going to go unconscious straight away, but you still have a chance to. But Jerome, sorry, J-Max, this is all to your endurance. 5 points.
Oh. Yeah, I'm still conscious.
Rightio. So the medico can do something to heal 3 of those.
I'm grabbing the med kit and getting stuck right in.
Rightio.
I need a couple of blasters.
Yeah, med roll, please. Because without it, you won't be able to.
Just 1.
Okay.
Fairly average.
Yep, he's going to heal it, but it's going to heal back by the time we hit midnight tonight. So you are slowly healing. You're not getting it back straight away.
Okay, that's cool.
Because you didn't quite get it. So as long as you encounter nothing else, you're fine. And now we have the creature roll.
No, there's no creature.
Oh,
Noise of the scraping, I've no doubt has disturbed things.
Yeah, so I'm looking for an 8+. Damn it! Damn it!
I would like to point out, I predicted that, so I'd like to have psionics, please.
Yeah, right. When you get your hundreds of thousands to either get tested, you're welcome to.
He rolls good.
So you haven't damaged the air raft, which everyone's thankful for, although I'm not sure that J-Max is thankful that he got damaged instead. But no animal encounter.
I'd say what happened is that we were air rafting along, and I had to make a sudden manoeuvre because of I wasn't keeping my eye on things, and J-Max fell out of the air raft.
Yes.
That's why.
Yeah.
Definitely.
because someone put their fingers across your eyes. Yeah. Okay, you get to the spot where Jerome thinks he can try to do his little navigation trick. Away you go, sir. So you're going to wait there the night, and you do your navigation trick. Nope. You have one more chance. You have one more chance without, just a second try, and then you've got to have some new thing happen for you to try again. So if you want another chance, you can right now. Closer, you think you've got a rough estimate of where it lies?
I'm just going to mute myself, mate, guys, so that I don't make any noise. I'm just making a comment.
Yep. JMax, you've been listening to your device, your communicating device. They've found your old site, you believe. It's a tiny bit crackly, but you can hear most of the conversation. And it was that troop that came back to investigate, and they have found the site where the aircraft landed. They have found the site of the fish guts, all that sort of stuff. So they are around about 5 kilometers to your sort of southwest-ish, by the sounds of it.
Let's get across this water.
Yeah, you could start now, because you are starting in the late evening, so before you actually go to sleep and watch.
Yeah, we probably do want to, because that's, I think it was Jerome said, like getting across whilst the water isn't busy in early evening is probably a good call.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. So you make a dash out into over the Gulf, which gives me another chance for another creature. Yay, big number. Not liking it.
Elephants. Big fish.
Oh, hang on. No, it's got to be bloody 7. Unless you're at the bottom of the ocean, which a 6 would do, which you're not. Everything else is higher than that. Damn it. Okay. So you are moving fast across the water, as fast. I mean, am I assuming, Leon, once you're in the water zone, you're just cycling it up as fast as you can?
Yeah, like 90%. I want to have a little bit of, I don't want to go flat out.
Okay.
I've got nowhere to go then, but yeah.
Okay, so you're at around about 80 or 8 k's an hour. So moving across the water really quickly, fingers crossed, down. You can see some lights at the far end of the Gulf that you would probably interpret as being some other flying thing. Of course, if it's an aircraft, it's not going to catch you. If it's a ship, you might have issue.
Okay, let's get across that water.
Okay, so by the time you spent the night rather, and you are approximately at that point just sort of like, I don't know, about 10k away from landfall. The sun's starting to come up. That light source has only managed to move out to about here, so it's probably an aircraft. And all three of you can give me a 2d6 roll. Okay, Leon. It takes your eye to see that, and it happens just as the light's starting to, the dark's starting to fade. That light breaks up into multiple targets. It looks like they've brought out a flotilla of aircraft and they're doing something slowly, so they are searching. It appears that they're searching, we're going to be searching the coastline of this side and the coastline of this side.
And where are we? Where
you're over here. Well, you're over here, and you are. Yeah, you've moved up over to. Yeah, you're about 7/8 across the hex.
Okay, so we want to get right into that hex.
Yeah, so you're going to have to travel for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I'm going to keep on going.
Okay.
So did we discover that light source that we saw for 2 nights was the other air raft? Is that what we're saying?
No, because the other light, the light source you just seen that night as you're traveling across the water, comes from this angle. If I get the right button pushed, it comes from this angle, and it's splitting up into a V that goes this way and a V that goes this way.
Oh, okay.
And it's daylight; you don't see it anymore.
We're still travelling from the light source that came from here.
Yeah. You're still moving over across there. You've got a destination. Do you want to try to make that in one hit, or do you want to rest the night?
What do you reckon, guys? I reckon we keep on going.
Push on. I don't think.
I can rest, and you guys keep on going. And
Yeah, the road's pretty smooth. Someone have a snooze in the back of the air raft, and we just rotate shifts.
Okay. So Leon, I need another air raft piloting roll because you are moving uphill. And yes, okay. You managed to maneuver the air raft with a little bit more dexterity this time, not knocking anyone out of the air raft. And that phantasmal person who keeps on putting their hands in the way of your eyes is not there with you.
He's asleep in the back.
Ah, right. Okay. Right, gotcha. You basically managed to get to a point where you come over a small rise, and you still are under the trees. These are really tall trees, though. As you've been climbing up, they're getting taller and taller. So these things are around about close to around about. Just trying to think. Sorry, guys. Around about 20 meters tall, about 60 feet tall. They have that strange layered. So the layers in between the branches would be all of about 2 meters. And they have 4 or 5. All of them only have 4 or 5 layers, and then you've got this mother as big, huge trunk, which on these tall ones would be around about 2 meters, 3 meters wide, really big. And you can see that someone has actually carved several of these trunks out and made interconnecting things to make some sort of house here. So yeah, that's what you see when you come up over the rise.
Okay.
Yeah, at the moment that you can see that there's some sort of domicile, but you can't see any tech or any other things around.
There's no smoke, no people obviously moving around.
No.
Could be nocturnal, I guess. All right. Do we want to go in slowly and low and just head into the?
You don't have any other opportunity but low.
Yeah, true. Well, I meant lower, I guess.
Yeah.
Like at like a metre off the ground, sort of
Yep.
thing.
And you could do that. This area has been cleared. So some of this is in very, what looks like very, well, you don't know what vegetable it is or whatever it is, but there's areas that are planted, but nothing sort of above 1/4 of a metre high. No plants above 1/4 of a metre high. But they're obviously in plots.
So, guys, we've got a couple of things here. One, if we make ourselves known to these people, they can let the authorities know, or they may not like outsiders, or all sorts of things. Do we want to contact these people or not?
Yeah, good point. Let's see. If you wake me up, I can provide a possible answer.
I definitely wake you up because like this is a decision point.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Given that the people searching us so near, it's a very good point that they could alert them to or alert them to our presence. If we say go inland a bit more, wait until the searching party sort of does their thing, then we can come back at a later stage.
And also, I think that if we put the village between us and the people searching for us, then there's a good chance that they'll come to the village and say, have you seen anybody? And I'll say, no, we haven't. And so they won't assume that we've gone past there.
That's unless we're spotted without spotting who spots us. And then they
Yeah, of course.
Hey, they're going in that direction.
Yeah, true. But I'm going to do a stealthy air up roll and hover around, nap of the earth, and not be seen.
Right. I don't know if that's possible, but at least you can fly the vehicle so no one gets hurt. Where you go. So you move past this little place.
To the far side. So basically up this direction. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I'm on the wrong thing.
Remember that's still a hell of a distance.
Oh no, I get that, but I mean, just be on that side, like heading in that direction of where the village is. So we're still.
Okay.
I understand we're still within that hex.
Okay, so not really a village. It's more like 3 trees interconnected with some structures that have been built between them.
Okay.
Big, but not a village. It looks more like a unit, but a big unit.
Okay, so whatever terminology you want to use on the far side of that.
Yep, that's all cool. Okay.
Big Swiss Family Robinson treehouse, yeah?
Kind of.
A large extended family?
Kind of, yeah. As long as you don't hear Danger Will Robinson, you'll be fine.
Family Robinson, but anyway.
That's the one, yep.
Any Ewoks running around?
Anything what, sorry?
Any Ewoks running around?
No. They were probably in the cookpot.
Yum.
Yub yum. Okay, hang on. Come on, it's gotta be now! Finally!
I didn't say it, so I didn't capture that.
Oh, crap! I need a 10, not a 9. Okay, nothing. The universe had a slight hiccup of excitement and then realised nothing bad was going to happen to the players. So, anyway, God, it's hard to get an encounter in this area. Radio, you wait. How far past it do you want to go?
I suggest we push on a couple of kilometres and then veer off on a tangent.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not in the line where they've just seen us leaving the village,
right?
Leaving the area.
Let's not head to the east because that's where they're searching. So
head west towards the hills.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if they fan out, they'll come across us.
Okay. Rightio. How long do you want to sort of stay there?
I'm thinking the night time. Like let's see what the on
your understanding about Eras, right? They were roughly at this point when you made landfall. So if they would travel a hex a day, it's going to take them about 3 days to get to you.
Okay. What my thought is if we wait until night time, and because we saw the light when it was night, and we could see if that's where the light came from, which probably is, but we also see what the light is. Like they might be cannibals and they're waiting to eat us, or it could be an automated system that the light comes on automatically, or we don't know what it is. So we check it out and then go from there.
Okay, so you're going to have to go back to that place to check it out because you've gone several k's away from it. You're on the other side of the mountain. Because you wanted to be on the other side, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, what do we want to do, guys?
It's back to within about a kilometre and then go in on foot.
Okay, that's cool.
Sounds good.
Okay, so
just because we're paranoid, we'll take the shotguns and a blade each. Yeah.
All good. Moving back in, you wait till you sort of get there. You're around about, I don't know, let's say 300 meters away from it, from the back of it. You wait for dusk to fall. Some lights on the inside of the building activate. You don't really hear much in the way of noise or anything.
Haven't seen any activity.
Apart from the lights going on, no.
No one cultivating those fields or anything.
No, not in the night anyway.
Anything with the communicators?
At the moment, total static.
Okay.
So I need to draw you a picture of what it looks like. So you've got the two tall trees, and in the middle of it, you've got basically what you could consider a rectangular box that stands around about 8 foot tall. On top of the box, there's sort of an archway that goes from one end to the other, and the arch is made up of the centre third is made up of a window of some sort, and that's where the light's shining out.
So definitely constructed by intelligent siphons and reasonably advanced if they're building a window and so forth. Guys, why don't you guys take the shotguns and cover me from the bushes here, and I'll walk in slowly and see if I can't make first contact in a peaceful fashion.
Okay.
Happy with that.
Okay, so you'd be going around to the for the want of a better word, the front where the doors are.
Just going to walk straight up.
Yeah.
No attempt to concealment. I'll just walk up nice and slow, hands in view. Yeah. Make it plain that I'm friendly.
Rightio. Knock on the door.
Yep.
Yep. The lights don't go out or anything, and you don't hear any menacing music starting to build up. The door.
Feet or anything.
The door just starts to move inward. You see before you a man, late 40s perhaps, 6'3", big, strong, big frame, wilderness sort of, hair's all been shaved off the top of his head, but he's got a big beard. He's just standing there. He looks like he could probably take you on just by himself. He doesn't need a weapon. And he's just looking at you, and he says, "Hello."
Help.
He sort of looks outside. What are you doing here?
Our ship crashed, and I've come to see if I can find help. Saw your lights the other night, and both have been heading this way for the last couple of days.
He does that. He sighs. I come all the way out to live here to be away from people, and what happens? Ships bloody crash nearby. I didn't see any ship. A couple of days, you say?
I'd be 3-4 days. I'm losing track.
Right. He says, well, I saw something come down early hours of the morning a couple of days ago. That would have been over the Gulf.
That's right. Yep, that'd be us.
Us, so there's more than just you.
I've got a couple of friends.
Where are they?
Waiting back in the scrub. We weren't too sure what sort of reception I'd get.
He just shoots you a look like, are you serious? Right, he says, well, you're here for help, so you better call your friends in.
What's my sort of feeling about this guy? Does he strike me as the I don't know, the honest sort?
Hard to tell unless you have psionics, huh?
Yeah,
he looks like he's a person that could deal with whatever anything throws at him.
I'd imagine that a social skill level like mine would be a reasonable judge of character.
Wow.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Now I'll just tell, and then again we've lost Ian again. I had this problem last bloody week with my new headphones. Just give me a second. Are you in?
Okay, I'm here.
Right.
I'm back.
Are these new Bluetooth phones you've got?
No, it's not the Bluetooth. It seems to be the Discord connection. Like the
Okay.
phone's still fine, and my connection to the Bluetooth's fine. So I don't know what's going on.
I bought some phones for gaming and like the Bluetooth, but they drop off every hour, and I just had that problem. I just wonder if it was them. That's all. Okay, so he just tells you, as I said, he looks like the sort of guy who could handle himself. That's all the impression you get of him. He's not wielding a weapon or anything.
Can we make out what's going on from the distance?
No, because you're behind the building.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
He's there on the other side. But he's told you, we'll go get them. You want help? Jerome.
I'm going to take a punt on this. I'm going to call out, come on in, guys.
Okay. I'll fling my shotgun so that it's so that the barrel's pointing downwards, like over my shoulder, non-threatening, but clear that I've got a weapon. But in no way at all is it threatening.
Likewise.
Okay. You come in. He sees you, and he says, "Well, at least you had sense to pack some heat. Come in. You can put the guns in over there, and the blades. It's a big, huge room. It's just an open plan sort of kitchen, living room place. So inside, there's a huge roaring fire. There's very comfortable chairs. There's a big, huge table that is really weird because it looks like there's only going to ever be one person eating at the table. There's walls that have got books and stuff all over them.
Books?
Yeah. There's several different types of what you think might be animals because their heads are decorating one wall. And then you have the entranceway which you're coming into. There's a door at either end of the room. So this main room is around about 50 feet in length, around about 30 feet in depth, and as we said, around about 8 feet high. Plus then you got the arch on top of that.
Nice.
Okay. I'll introduce myself. So, good evening, sir. My name's Leon.
Okay, he says Leon.
Jerome.
J-Max.
Right. He calls himself Bull. That's all.
Bull, like the animal.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice to meet you. Thanks for taking this in.
That's okay.
So you're from settlements, or you're?
I have came to this planet because I thought I could get away from everything else.
Well, we'll try as much as possible to not get in your way.
Well, I don't think that's going to be out of in your hands, seeing as how much chatter there is over the radio right now.
Okay. What have you heard?
Well, first of all, you had the Space Authority searching for any wreckage. They had a reading of something coming down across the Gulf there. When they found the site with nothing there, that's when the Army and Navy got involved.
Wow, you're going all out.
Well, let's just say they are slightly paranoid on this planet. That's why I live away, away, away from any civilization.
Right.
Slightly paranoid in what way?
If you don't have the right form, you can't do anything.
Well, the worst comes into the paperwork.
So how would one get off the planet if we wanted to get off the planet?
I would expect you'd get to the Spa-port and you would get passage on a ship and take off that way.
Well, without permits?
He laughs. He says, or alternatively, you could find a little island or place of your own to settle down and live out the rest of your life quite happy.
which is what you've done. So find another island, one away from you, so that we don't bother you.
That would be appreciated. Anyway, have you survived well? Have you found food to eat, or are you hungry?
We've done okay, but we could certainly do with some better food than we've had, I'm sure.
Rightio, so he goes to a huge fridge, he pulls out something that looks like meat, slaps it in the auto cook. He says in about 15 minutes it should be ready. He puts some other things, some of the roots that you've already used, or you've identified, Jerome, puts them in another sort of pot, cools it down, some sort of pressure cooker. He said it'll take a wee while, but it'll be ready. Have a seat over there by the fire.
No problem, thank you. Do you have any tools or the like? That we've got an air raft which has seen better days, and I'm just wondering if you've got any equipment that we might be able to use to repair the damage that unfortunately I've done in the descent.
Oh, I'm sure I can find something.
I'm not sure what skill you'd want us to use, but I'm just trying to get an idea of this guy. It's like,
there is no skill. It's what's role played, matey. You have to make up your own mind.
Yeah.
So all you know at the moment, he doesn't speak much, but when he does speak, it's to the point and sort of kind of factual.
Yeah. But he's not like making, shifty eyes or anything like that. Like
No.
He's not flicking his eyes over to a radio that he's going to...
Oh, he feels extremely comfortable to you, or extremely confident, or just... It's like you're not even really there.
All right. Well, I'll just let him... it's his house.
Mm-hmm.
When food's up, I'll eat it with gusto, no matter what it's like. And appreciate it, no matter what it's like.
Put some form of homemade beer on the table for you to drink. And he picks it up and he drinks it. So not poisoned, not drugged, not anything. Just beer.
That. Have a bit of a laugh and swallow it.
Yeah. Well, it's good, it's tasty, it's wholesome, it's all those things. You eat till you're full, and then at the end of it, he says, so, why did you have to use the air raft to land on the planet and leave your ship crash? Especially, I don't know why you let the ship crash where it crashed, but my God.
Didn't really have much choice in the matter.
Didn't hear any of that, sorry guys.
Oh, we didn't know where the ship went after we left it.
You could have aimed it somewhere.
We didn't have much of a choice, unfortunately. There was a drive fire.
It was going out to sea, I thought.
Oh.
Whereabouts did it land?
Well, it landed right in a compound of a very powerful general. Wiped the whole thing out.
Awesome.
And most of his family. So that's why the Navy and the Army have been involved in this. Otherwise it just would have been a Starport Authority thing.
Awesome. Well, that was certainly accidental. I'm sure they're not going to think that.
Probably not, but don't worry about me. I don't care what happens to them.
I take it you just want us gone in the morning?
As soon as you can, that'd be great.
We hear?
Mm-hmm.
Throughout the night, I'm happy to work on the air raft, or have who was it that was? Oh, it's me. I'm the mechanic. Work on the air raft, and any assistance that you can give would be greatly appreciated.
He says, let's start on that tomorrow then, shall we? I don't want to work it tonight.
No, that's fine. Your house, your rules.
Right. So he leads you off to one wing, which seems to have a spare room, a couple of beds, there's some skins, there's some, blanket, there's stuff there that you can use. He He shows you where the John is, where all the other bits and pieces that you need are. He said he's going to be at the other end of the house. He'd appreciate it if that you don't annoy him.
Yep, won't annoy him.
And he'll meet you in the morning in the kitchen.
No problem. Once he's left, I say, look, I think he's above board and everything to the others. I think there's nothing to worry about, but it's probably prudent for us to still keep a watch. We're in a comfortable area, so if one of us stays up for like 3 hours and the other two get 6 hours solid sleep, that means that we'll have a good amount of sleep by the time we in comfortable beds for the first time in a couple of days. Thoughts?
I'll switch on the communication device and monitor if there's any transmissions.
Oh yeah. Yep, there are transmissions. Apparently, one group in a patrol cruiser have picked up the previous signal of that metal signal. So they're just narrowing in on that now. That's what you hear.
It's not.
But nothing from Bull.
No.
I think we're going to have to disturb our host, seeing as he doesn't seem particularly taken with the natives himself. Let him know that we've picked this up and offer to move on before it becomes an issue for him as well.
Yes, we've sighted it, sir. We've got it. It's an air raft. It's pretty banged up by now. Is what you hear.
So they've found our air raft.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds like it.
Okay. I think we tell Bull and get out of here and go by ground somewhere else other than where we are, so that he doesn't get dragged into this any more than he has already.
At least make the offer.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay. Who's going to go and tell him?
Are you happy with that, guys? I'll go.
Okay, Leon. Rightio, you sort of have a bit of a talk about this. Decide, you get up, you get from your wing into the main room wing. You can see the door, you suppose he's gone through over there. You get a third of the way across, and then there's a bang at the door. Bang, bang, bang.
At the front door?
Mm.
Okay. See what Bull does.
Bang, bang, bang. Open up! By the authority of la 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 la.
Is there like a window that we can hoik out?
No, the windows are all up above, remember? Yeah. So his door will open up. You'll see him. He's in Long John's or something.
Yep.
He strides past you with an incredibly furious look on his face. Walks up to the door, swings it open, and says, "What the hell do you want?" The guy starts talking about blah blah blah, air raft, blah blah. You hear bits and pieces. Someone sees and says, "Who's that guy?" He says, "That's Leon. He's one of my hunting mates. I've got my other two hunting mates, Jerome and J-Max, in the other wing there. What are we supposed to have done wrong?" And so he starts talking da da da. Eventually they sort of back down and leave you to it after they're looking through the place. And then, yeah, all that takes about half an hour. And after that, he just turns around and just gives you a bit of a scowl and says, "Let's just go to sleep."
Okay. We go back and go to sleep. Or try to, as much as I can.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right. So you get up in the morning. He's already up. He's cooking something that's remarkably like bacon. Slamming it down and says, "So, the only thing that kept me from telling them who you really were was the fact that I hate them, I think, a bit more than you."
Sorry, what was that?
He basically says, "The only reason I didn't tell them anything, if you're thinking why, because I hate them more than you."
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you dislike them. I'm sorry to have caused you any problem.
Hmm.
No,
So, this air raft.
I think it's theirs now.
Should we go and check to see if it's there or not?
Yes. Yep, he says, well, hang on. He says, shotguns aren't going to do shit to any animals around here. So he gives you a much more vicious looking weapon. He says, take them with you, at least you got a chance of stopping some of them with that.
Them? They're not familiar with the wildlife on the planet, Bull. Could you give us some pointers?
Right, well, he starts describing some 800 kilogram creatures that are pouncers, some 1600 kilogram grazers that are very temperamental. You see, yeah, that's sort of what you're facing around here, so, and that'll stop them. Not
Impressive.
these piddly little pea shooter things. He's still looking at the shotguns.
It's not duck hunting season anymore.
No, it is not. Right, he asks which one of you is the mechanic.
Yep.
That'd be me.
Right, okay, well, you two go and find your air raft if it's still out there, and you come with me.
Okay, I go with him.
Rightio, so you two go off into the wilderness to try to hunt down your air raft, which is you're going to find is not there. There won't be any animal encounters coming back. Yep, it's been uplifted.
So it's an intelligent air raft now.
Say what? Sorry.
So it's been uplifted. It's an intelligent air raft.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. It is definitely uplifted. Yes.
AI.
AI. It's got an AI in it. Very good. Basically, he shows you to one of the other spots built off one of the trees. He opens it, and it's just like a big, huge sort of garage, basically, and it's got bits and pieces in it. He's got you can see all sorts of bits and pieces. He's got a bit of a working shop in there. Off to one side, you see this really, really sweet speeder bike. Yeah, and all sorts of bits. He says, right, you don't touch the speeder bike, but you can have anything else here to cobble something together so you can get the hell out of here.
No, appreciate that, Leon. I'm Leon, Paul. From what I can see there, the air raft's not there, so we're not going to be able to jerry rig an air raft out of what he's got.
No, you might be able to get some sort of speeder bike, but the interesting thing in here is that there is an awful lot of military stuff. Military armor, military motors, equipment.
Right. Okay. I don't suppose he'll sell the speeder bike to us for 3 credits.
Oh no! You peruse that with your eye. It's a sweet ride. That ride.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm as much of a mechanic as I am. I just do an appraisal of what I think I'd be able to do to make something which we'd be able to travel with.
Okay. So give me your mech roll, please.
I want to.
Jack of all trades.
There you go.
Yes.
Fine. Okay, you think you could make basically a trike gravitational vehicle, so it would actually have like space for 3 people to sit in it, on it, attached to it, and it should move you relatively okay.
Alrighty, well at least they think they've found our air raft and might not. Well, they know that we've survived. That's the trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know why they let us go, to be honest. But cobbled together. How long is it going to take us to work on this thing?
Yeah, several days.
Okay. Well, spend several days cobbling that together and try to be as what's the word, respectful to Ball as we can be.
Okay.
His house is his rules, and if he doesn't want us in the house, he doesn't. If he does, we accept that, I guess.
Yep.
Can anybody give me a hand so we get a bonus on the roll?
I can try.
Who's got the electronics?
Towards the
That would be helpful.
control systems.
Yep. What have
Jack
you
of all
got?
trades.
Electronics. It's got to be a specific skill. So electronics is fine. What have you got, J-Max? That's a skill. Level 1 at least.
I've got engineering.
Okay, yep, okay, radio, and electronics roll from Jerome. Okay, plus 3 on your eventual roll. That's all cool.
I'm guessing we lost the electronics kit. Ugh.
Yeah, but there's one here. There's an electronics kit, a mech kit. There's also a kit that you're not quite sure what it is. Navy guy, can you give me a 2d6 roll, please? J-Max, if you give me another 2d6 roll, please.
He did.
Okay.
He got
Oh, you did? Oh, you got an 8. That's a cleaning kit. You've seen one of these. That's a cleaning kit for a fusion gun man portable.
Holy crap!
There's probably somewhere around here someone who's got a fusion gun man portable on a battle dress suit. You don't have that kit without the suit, sort of thing.
Okay.
I think that our level of politeness around Bull just went up.
Right. Yeah. So, this intriguing guy. But anyway, you do the work over the course of several days. It's not by any means a pretty vessel or vehicle, but it's sturdy.
It's not something out of Mad Max, I take it.
Kind of, yeah. It should carry you around about 90 k an hour. Yep. It's got unfortunately, it's got a small fuel cell, so that fuel cell should last you around about close to about 1,000 day uses, if you like. So 1,000 times 90 before it's out. So it's not like the normal one, which can go for a long time. It's not built for space. It's built purely for atmospherics. You've got a nice big shield around it, so if anything hits you in the face, it will hit the shield first.
Yep.
Yep.
You said there was a military grade armour and stuff like that here as well.
Mm-hmm.
What sort of armour?
Pieces of, like person armour off vehicles and vessels and things.
Okay.
Right. So
welding devices, all the stuff you'd have in a metalwork engineering section. It's all here.
Can we put together something like body armour for us?
No.
Okay.
No. What you would be able to do is not body armor, but you could form 3 very basic breastplates.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll do that.
Yep.
And I'm thinking things like greaves and over the arms and head while we're on the grab cycle, let's call it.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like a fairing, so that if anybody attacks us while we're in it, that we've got a little bit of armor protection.
Yeah.
Why don't I have an armored canopy over the top of it, over the truck?
Yeah, can we do that?
That would slow it down.
Oh, okay.
But that's up to you. You've got a lot of water to cover each time, so you got to be careful.
Yeah.
Speed is more likely to be our ally here, folks.
Yeah, you could make some very light covering, which would protect you from most environmental factors, bird crap, that sort of stuff.
Not like we're able to rig something that's going to stop an 800-ton predator, though.
No.
So these weapons that he gave us, would that be a rifle skill thing, or is it more like a Gauss rifle?
It's actually a weapon 0.
Oh wow, like heavy weapon.
It's a cross between a rifle and a heavy weapon, so it's a weapon 0 skill.
Right.
Only because you've got jack of all trades. Otherwise, you'd have an exotic weapon on your hands, and that's a penalty of I think -5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, and he's given those to us. Like,
anytime you leave the compound, yes. Otherwise, no. He wants them back.
Oh right. Okay. No worries. I was wondering whether they're ours to take with us when.
You can always ask him.
Yeah, we've got a few things to ask him. So, over like on the say second night, when we're sort of bonding over dinner, and he's a little bit more used to having us around and that sort of thing, but we haven't overstayed our welcome. I'm just going to ask him if he has like a map of the planet or anything like that, or perhaps a chip that we could put into a computer that we could use for that. Can I get that computer onto the growth bike?
Jerome still has his computer because it's personal. He could carry that with him, so he needs to fix it.
Better take a crack at fixing that then, hadn't I? Since we've got the electronics shop handy.
Oh, nice roll.
You finally get it working. What you find, there's a lot of jarbled information. So you've got a little bit of information about the subsector around you. Not a hell of a lot. You basically will have the names, and I can put up another thing for that. But yeah, it doesn't give you a hell of a lot more than that. You've got no map of this. Any of your library data is totally corrupt. So he can give you a map of the world. It basically doesn't have too much information on it. It's got basically where he is, where the starport is, and there's several areas marked "Don't go here."
Okay. So can we, if we went in a straight line from like where on the big map where? It's not working.
Sorry.
On the big map.
Sorry, I need to get
on
up
the big
to
map.
it.
We're about there. Yeah.
Sorry, I need to just get up there. Sorry. So you are on the big map. You are in this green hex here.
Yeah. Okay. And the starport from memory was
way. Hang on, I have to zoom right out because it's very far away. So the starport is in this hex. Oh, way over this side, if you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So basically, all the way. Where are we? And yes, it is a bit more than 46 feet. It is 8. It says here 8.4 hexes, and I think it's a little bit more than 8.4.
Yeah, you probably got the scale right.
Yeah.
In the
Well, the scales for the ones underneath.
Yeah, that's right on the background layer.
Yeah.
What? So, is there anything between here, there, and the starport that is do not go there?
Several islands on the way. Yep.
Okay. So can we?
The good thing is the starport itself hasn't got a "do not go there" part.
Okay. just ask. Well, is this a volcanized planet? Like, are there different factions on this planet?
No, it's an entirely bureaucratic planet. The closer you get to civilization, the more bureaucracy you're going to face.
Right. And the starport is under control of the Empire, the Imperium, or
no? This is not. This is a non-Imperium. It's not a canon universe. It's a intersector agency, which means every planet who signs up to have a starport on their planet or floating above their planet signs up knowing that that part of the planet actually belongs to this other agency and it falls under their rules and laws, not the planet's. The minute you step out the standard, you apply the planet stuff.
So you've got
there's
extraterritoriality.
Yeah, so you've actually got like 2 different customs to get off planet. You've got the one from the planet into the starport and the starport off planet.
Yeah. I don't want to bug ball anymore, but we're not going to get you said that this thing's got like a 9,000 kilometre range. Is that what?
Something like, yep. Before this power cell goes out.
And how do you recharge the power cell?
You just plug it in somewhere.
Right.
Just something that generates power. Yeah. Otherwise, you could wait a hell of a long time to power it up with solar power.
Right.
Be a couple of weeks. You'd get about 2 or 3 kilometers out of a day's charge.
Right. So asking Paul where we'd be able to go to get a recharge on the way to the starport.
He says, what do I look like, a bloody tour guide? I wouldn't know. I don't know all those places. That's why I didn't go there.
No, that's fine. I appreciate your honesty. So we're going to basically just have to travel and hope, and when we get to the get somewhere that can recharge it at every opportunity.
Yep, but 90,000 K.
9,000.
90 times. It's close to like 90,000 K. It's like going to take you around the planet several times.
Oh, yes. Right, 90,000. I thought you said 90,000.
Yeah, no, 90,000.
That's 1,000 hexes, not 100.
Yeah.
So we should be able to reach the starport without too much grief.
Oh yeah, no problem.
I was just wondering why you're asking about charging it. It's going to get you there, no problem. As long as nothing happens to the charge, that is, of course. Somebody doesn't put their fingers in front of your eyes and you have another crash and it blows up the power unit.
Well, I'm hoping now that we can get more altitude out of this now. Yes.
Oh yeah, this one would pretty much go up to. It's not space, so you could probably get a good mile, whatever that is in K's.
Yeah, 1.8
kilometers.
Yeah, what's it, 1.8?
1,600 feet. 1,600 meters. So 9,000 feet.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think. Was it you, Jerome? Is it the Arc of the Great Circle?
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's more an option now because.
Somewhat more reliable vehicle.
Well, yeah, and also if you look at the island that we're on, hang on, I'm on the wrong island. Oh no, I'm not. So let me just get the thing. This is the island we're on, right?
Correct.
And if you look at it, that can get you all the way to here, right? Or we can go back the way we've come, which might not necessarily be a bad idea, to be honest, because of the getting out of the, like they're going to think we're going towards the starport the other way. We can get all the way to here quite easily. You know what I mean? Like it's only a 1 hex over water, and then another
That's
1
right.
hex over water. Or we can do the 2 hexes there and a few hexes there. But that's only like 2 hours travel over water on a more reliable vehicle at altitude.
Correct. And then we can trace our way around the edge of the ice cap and shoot back up.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
What are our thoughts?
I'm for it. Speed is key, I think. The longer we're here, the more chance there is we're going to get caught.
Yep. North or south?
I'd say south. South Pole's closer.
Agreed. I like the idea of also going.
Go south and then go eastward.
Right. Well, I was thinking of heading for this point. Can you see where I'm pinging?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
which is
Southern point of the landmass that you were on.
yeah, that point there,
Yeah.
right? So if we head back almost exactly the way we've come,
Mhm.
the good thing about that is they're probably going to be going a different direction. They're probably going to be going out from there, so they're not going to think we're going back the way we've come. And we head to that promontory there, then across the straits to that promontory, and then straight down south to that promontory. Sorry, the other way around.
Mhm.
And then we can head this direction.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's do it. We'll pack up and thank Bull for all his help and apologise for putting him out.
Before we disappear, let's just ask if there's anything we can do to repay him.
There's the message you can get to a friend of mine.
More
Certainly.
than happy.
Right, so he hands you a piece of paper. It's quite an envelope. You recognise them from some of the museums you've been in. He says, "You deliver that to the address to the person on it."
Okay, and what's the address? Is it on this planet or?
Oh yeah. It's in the town near the starport.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Gives us a reason to be going somewhere too. Like if we get frisked or we get stopped, and we're friends of Paul. We've been hunting with him, and he's asked us to give this to his friend, sort of thing. So it's not a bad prop to have.
Right, and remember the name of the area, Renee. You don't remember the name of the area you're in? Atalan?
Oh.
So this whole area here, oh god, if I get the right button. This area here is called Atalan.
Right.
Atalan. 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 Yeah.
No,
So at least you've got a location you can talk to.
Yep. Okay.
Cool.
Well, when everyone's ready, we head off, I guess.
Okay. So on launching the vehicle, give me a 2d6 roll plus 3.
Okay. Oh, fuck.
Okay, yeah, you're going to have to spend a couple more hours just tightening a few things down because she's not quite leveling properly. It's off to lean, mechanical roll, or actually electronic roll, please. Yeah, would be more helpful.
Those blasted controls.
Yeah. And did you want to ask him if you can have one of his weapons?
Yeah, I think we will.
Okay, it looks like it's up to J-Max to just kick it and see if that works. So
Because his maintenance. Because
Two D6 kick.
that's the one.
Damn it.
Who knows? It's a 6.
Stub his toe.
Yeah. Okay, so are you ready to launch? Given what you've just done.
I think we might want to spend another day perfecting things a little bit more.
You just hear a huge sigh behind you, and the guy's face planted, and he's just heading back to his house. He says, "Hang on." Oops, hang on. I've got a GM roll. GM roll. 2D. He comes out, he goes in and he gets some tools, he starts doing some things to your vehicle. He says, "Right, there you go. They should fly nice now. Goodbye."
Would it be too much to ask to borrow until we can get off the planet one of your weapons?
Yes, it probably would, but it's not going to stop you from asking, is it? Okay.
Well, I have a
Right. He gives you a cartridge, the gun. He takes your 2 shotguns. He says, "Might as well have something in return." He gives you one of the guns, and it's a cartridge. He says, "It's got 8 shots in it. Don't waste them."
We won't.
Also, they will take the side of a vehicle or a wall out. Be careful.
So,
Okay.
hang on.
So we're talking something along the lines of a 50 cal here.
Yeah, with like a mini grenade head in it as well. A rocket assisted grenade launcher.
Okay, heavy weapon. How many rounds? 8 rounds.
8.
No worries. Okay. Awesome. So it's like a 20mm auto cannon.
Pretty much, but handheld.
Yeah.
Who's got the mech skill? You
I
have. You have. Okay, give me a 2d6 roll.
Why?
Because you can.
He said so.
Yeah. You can sort of. Yeah. At some stage, you're going to take this thing apart and have a look at how it works, and it's a series of amazing, intricate parts of gyroscopic stuff and doodaddy did-diddies things. And anyway, you'll understand how it works when you do that. Hopefully, it'll be right near the end where you can actually remember stuff about it to incorporate it in something you want to build. Okay.
I'm going to record all the details on the personal computer.
You'd have to undo it to find it all, though. That's the problem.
Well, in that case we won't undo it, will we?
Not yet. There's not a lot apart from sitting and holding on for grim death. There's not a lot of other things you or JMax can do on the grav cycle.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Can I? But so a little bit of. Would it be possible to create, in a sense, a hard point for that heavy weapon so that it can be fired by one of the two?
Probably me mounted it on the back, and one of the two could use it. Yes.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
I
Done.
think
Let's
it's a
get
good
out of
idea.
here. Let's leave Paul Ball to his hunting, and he's been quiet and been by himself, and head south.
Right. Okay. Aerial. Do they give me any aerial encounters? Dun dun dun. I've got a whole lot of terrain, but I've got nothing in the sky. Hang on. Oceans. Arctic locations, which is great because that's what we're going to be using. Nothing in the air. How's that? Okay. I'll make it up as I go along. Oh, look at that. You have an encounter. Oh, shit. I should have rolled the dice first.
This isn't Pandora. There's none of these.
Crap. Okay, rightio. You fly away.
So, are you still using the aircraft as a model?
Say that again, sorry?
Still using the aircraft miniature that we've got to...
We will, yeah. I'll just go back down to the bottom one. Where are we? There we are. There.
So we're aiming...
So, the thing here, though, is now you can actually snap out like a... I can't remember how you do it. You know how you can do a trail of where you want to go?
Yeah, I can. I do know that you can do that, but it won't work with the underlying hex because the underlying hex is too big.
Oh, okay. I just thought it'd be good to do it. But okay, so in other words, we'll do it this way. So, which way do you want to go? If you use the drawing freehand and your colour, which way do you want to go? Remembering, of course, that the military are all over this area.
Well, just an idea, thinking of going like that. What's your thoughts, guys?
Well, the music will go straight back through the search area, assuming they're still searching.
Or we could just go this way, and that way we're...
That was where they originated from. I'd actually suggest that we...
you can draw, Jerome. Just go to the paintbrush and then pick freehand, and then you should be able to draw.
Yep. I suggest that we maybe head eastwards out to sea and drop down around the side of the island.
So go there.
Work our way around that way.
Oh yeah. Yep. Okay.
I would have gone like that, then around.
Yep, over the coast.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've got the. I mean, that's going to be 1, 2,
1, 2, 3,
three,
4,
four,
5, 6,
five-
7,
5 hours over water. That's gonna
8,
cover.
9, 10. In the 11th, well, not even the 11th hour, because those are 90 kilometre hexes, you're only travelling at 80. So 9 90s is the distance you got to cover.
So I can get to
That's to get to landfall. Sorry, that's to get to landfall on this hex over here.
this one.
Yeah, that hex there.
Right. Okay.
So 990s is
So
God 810. So that's 10 and a bit hours.
Okay, so we're trying to get here.
Trying to get to your.
Eventually. Yeah. Eventually. Well, maybe here. Sorry.
That's your first landfall.
Once we're on this point here. Oops. Sorry.
Yep.
I reckon we then do the coast thing.
Mm-hmm.
Until there, then across.
How many days has it been?
This will be 4, 5, 6, day 7. Which means the other ship should be coming out of jump from Bell at the latest.
Okay. Shall we come down onto the coast, cross over, and then we look this way, and we can look that way as we're going come down this flat area?
Well,
Not too sure what these are.
they are deserty areas, sandy desert. Three dots, I think, are rocky desert. The issue with that one there, J-Max, is that you're walking right through where it's all being searched of at the moment.
So that's why we're heading off in this direction.
Yeah, I think they're searching this way. So if we're heading behind the search lines straight through as fast as we can, they've already found the route, so they're going to be expecting us on foot. They're not going to be expecting us going 80 k's an hour through the already searched area. Plus, we've got the radios, so we'll be able to pick up if we get close to something or close to them.
To be honest, we might do better.
Hang on.
Something along these lines, long term.
Hang on. Oh.
Loop up and across the top, and then cut down afterwards. I know it takes us away from the short route around the pole, but it also takes us away from the search area as well.
Yeah, equally good.
Because now we have altitude restrictions, we can go over any terrain.
Yeah, but also remember the other idea that we originally had. If you go up to the top map,
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we can basically. Let me just get a pencil so I can draw. Come on, stupid thing. So we're here-ish. We can go like this, and then up over the pole to come down that way.
Yep. Or we could island hop through here.
Yeah, happy with it. Really, ultimately, we've got to just make a decision which way we're going to go and go for it.
Yeah.
So, where's our ultimate destination?
Hang on, I'll draw it in. Hang on.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Alright. And it's all red square. There, just drew it on the land. Ah, it's gone. Great one. Hang on.
Are you on GM layer, perhaps?
Oh, man. A nice big blob there.
Oh, okay.
There.
Okay. So that's where we're heading.
Yep, that's where you're heading.
See, that's a big area to cover.
Yep.
But the way that you said, Jerome, I think, this one here is not so bad, because we'll end up over here and then something like that.
Correct.
Are we happy with that, guys?
I'm happy. I'm happy with that. It's a slightly longer route, but we're not constrained to range, and it takes us away from the search area.
Or time. In some senses, slower. Not the slower the better, but not the quickest the better.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's do it that way.
Let's do it.
So your heading now is going to be roughly due east.
Yes.
Okay.
Basically along the coast and hop across the islands and due east. Yep.
Okay, so I'm just going to remove all the drawings so you can actually track it as you go.
Yep.
Just one of you track it. Okay, so the first one, just got to zoom in there a little bit so I can see where I am on the big map.
Yeah, I'll zoom in down there.
So your starting point is here. Right. So that's where
on the big map or on the small map?
Big map. Put a big red dot there, so we can count how far you're going to go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gets you to the edge of the 6, 7, 8 is a day's trip to the.
I guess that little island out there, won't it?
Yeah. To that island right there. That's a day's trip.
Right.
So from there to there.
Yep. Pretty much. Well, I'm taking it that you're travelling over land in case anything happens, and then.
Yeah, for the most part, whenever we have to, yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
No animal! God damn it. Okay, well, hang on. Okay, rightio. You're zooming along, and you are partway through your ocean portion of the trip when I'm going to ask J-Max again to give me a 2d6 roll, please, because he's listening on his thing. Nope, you don't hear it. So basically, you're zooming along there, and all of a sudden, over a loudspeaker, so it's behind and slightly above you, you're told to slow down and be prepared to be. I'm not quite sure. You're not being boarded. You're told to board their ship.
Okay.
And you turn around and you see a huge 200-ton, what looks to be like a system defense boat, some sort, atmospherically re-imaged, so it's a bit more streamlined, all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
So yeah, and it's a system defense boat.
Okay. Well, yeah, we're doing nothing wrong, so naturally we'll do what we're told to, officer.
Absolutely. Never play something with the arm to the teeth policeman.
Right, and you are then doors open. You then are navigated inside. You alight your vehicle once it lands, and that's where we'll